And in my mind, if I'm Coach Singletary, I got to go for this. I got to try to get some mojo in my team. I got to try to get some confidence and let them know that we can move the ball on these guys. I would not punt the ball right here.
You're looking for something different than Christian Hackenberger had given them, which was, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You already given up the punt return for the touchdown. You don't want to have a quick series here and put your defense back on the football field. So Mettenberger comes out on 4th and 1 for this Express team. Inside to Stacy. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short. A great play by the linebacking crew. John Latulele was the first to get there.
I love going for it on 4th down, but we know the strength of San Diego's team is their front 7, their defensive linemen and linebackers. I would have bootleg, rolled out, got my quarterback in space, and let him be able to make a throw and try to run it at the teeth of the defense.
Jordan Martin, the safety, was there first to create an issue, unblocked on the play, and that stopped the momentum of Stacy in the backfield, and it's going to turn the football over on downs now to this Fleet team who, my goodness, talk about having some good luck. A punt return for a touchdown, and now all of a sudden you get the ball right now inside the Express territory. 1st and 10 as Philip Nelson works from under the center.
I would look for play-action pass right here.
Give it to Gardner off the right side. No, it faked out our cameraman, and here comes Nelson, the hook slide at about the 39-yard line, and that'll be close to a 1st down.
Hey, maybe I need to be a coach. I called the play action, tricked everybody.
Yeah, this guy here obviously was spent 2018 with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Took over as a starter in week 2. He's mic'd up today. Had a really nice game last week, 17 to 25. That's 68% completion, 193 yards, and a couple of touchdowns.
Go.
1st and 10 now for this Fleet team. Tight end in motion. Nelson over the middle and zips it in there to Marcus Baugh. Will attract a gang of Express defenders.
And that's what you want to see right there from your quarterback. Once that plant foot hits the ground, ball is coming out. You see right there, Philip Nelson gets back on his plant foot, ball out. Timing is what you need, especially receiver quarterback, man. And if you can get that down, that's how you get yak. And we love yak. We love seeing receivers run with the ball.
Yeah, 7 yards on 1st down now. Brings up a 2nd and 3rd in Express territory. Take a shot here.
I'm handing it off to the guy in the backfield in Gardner. He is my best player on the offense. I got to hand it off to him.
Gardner lined up deep in the eye, gets the ball over the left side, and in the backfield immediately is Davis Toll, a 5th-round selection of the Saints back in 2015, and what a terrific play, and maybe a drive stopper right now for this Express defense.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, Memphis' problem is not the defense. The defense is going to continue to show up. The offense has to find a way to go down there and get some drives and get some points, but the defense been playing at a high level all season long. That was a big-time stop.
On the year, by the way, this Memphis defense has been allowing about 33% 3rd down conversions, which is a pretty good number, as Nelson works from under center.
3rd and 5. This is 3rd and manageable. Where you want
it outside. Great coverage.
Out route. Great
intended
job.
for Dontez Ford, but not a very big window to throw it in there. And it looked to me like he put it in a position where only his wide receiver can catch the ball.
Absolutely. And this is a great job right here. You get in a stack formation. You create a natural pick. He runs a good out route. As a quarterback, you just got to get it on his body. Give him an opportunity to make a play on the ball.
Play clock operator.
Love the play design
reset
right
the game
there,
clock to 7:16. 7:16 on the game clock.
The defenders have to play off. They can't press you, so you give your wide receivers a free release. Quarterback just has to step in and make that throw.
That brings on Donnie Hageman, who, by the way, is a perfect 7 for 7. He joined the team just 3 days before the opener. Coach Mark said he drove down after working out with John Carney, who, by the way, had a pretty good NFL career as well, 5th all-time in points. Got out of his car, put his shoes on, made every kick they asked him to, so they signed him.
There it is right there.
51-yard field goal attempt for Hageman. DeSalvo with a snap, Sam Irwin-Hill the hold, and he hooks it left. And the Memphis Express dodge a bullet. San Diego leads at 6-0. We're back with more football for the Liberty Bowl right after this.
I've been a soldier for 3 years. I've scaled the toughest terrain and faced plenty of my fears as part of my training. And for the past 2 years, I've been a Navy Federal member. So even out here, I can pay securely with mobile pay. Linked to my free checking account.
I don't know about this. It's...
What did she say?
She said, I don't know about
No,
that.
I couldn't hear my helmet.
No, your ears are completely exposed.
Yeah,
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Welcome back, everybody. In conjunction with the Navy Federal Credit Union, the Alliance is proud to be staging a military seat upgrade program where families each week are able to upgrade their seats on game day in recognition of their service. Along with James Jones, the Super Bowl winning wide receiver of the National Football League, I'm Mark Malone. As the Memphis defense comes up big, Hageman misses a 51-yard field goal attempt. And it is 6-0 right now, San Diego Fleet early in this football game. Zach Mettenberger, by the way, has gotten off to a pretty good start. 3 of 3 so far, 16 yards, but they haven't been able to convert on 3rd or 4th down, and they need to put something together here, James.
Absolutely, and 3rd down is the money down, especially when you get in 3rd and manageable. You got to be able to convert those.
Mettenberger out of the shotgun, gets it to Zach Stacy, who picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That's the 3rd time. That's the 3rd time, not in a row, but the 3rd time they've run that draw play to Stacy, and they've got some good yardage, and it's been big holes every time.
We should inform you, in fact, that we did earlier, that DeMontre Moore, perhaps their most talented and most experienced defensive lineman, has a knee injury, did not make the start of this game. Brings up 2nd and 6 now for Memphis.
There you go. Oh! Look the ball in before you run. That's exactly what I tell my son. Look the ball in before you run. That is a great job right there. You kind of get the RPO. And listen, Zach right here delivers this ball perfectly. You have to catch it before you run. That's the first thing as a wide receiver. Catch the ball before you run.
The game clock
fake
to 6-3-6.
The fake to the running back
on the game clock.
Brings the linebacker Frank Ginda up. He pulls it out and throws it to his intended receiver, Devin Lucien. You just got to hang on the ball. Again, 3rd and 6 now, and this is where they've struggled despite the fact that Mettenberger's off to a 3 of 4 start early in this football game. 3rd and 6 for the Express.
This is money down. They have to find a way to pick this up. Step up in the pocket, deliver a throw. Great job right there by Zach. Stepping up in the pocket, eyes still down the field, delivering a great ball. That was a huge conversion right there.
Dontez Bird is the wide receiver who does a terrific job here of creating
right there, sitting in that hole right there, too. That was huge right there. Coming back to the quarterback, sitting in that hole, being able to give the quarterback a target. But great job stepping up in the pocket. I mean, you can see he's cool and calm, stepping up in the pocket, delivering that ball.
Just under 6 minutes now in the first quarter as the ball goes back to Stacy out of the backfield over the right-hand side. He picks up about 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
And that's another draw play that they're loving to go to on 1st down right there, keeping them ahead of the change. That's another good 5-yard pickup right there. And draw plays is working right now for Memphis.
One of the things we have not seen yet is Zach throw the football down the field. We talked about his arm and wanting to stretch it. I bet he's chomping at the bit right now to take a shot.
Well, I think San Diego kind of seen that last week, so they knew they probably were going to come in and have some shot plays, so they wanted to take it. And speaking of it, great job.
Play action pass. Again, a great job in the pocket.
That's the same route.
And he finds
that they ran on the other side, coming back to the quarterback.
Horn, by the way, on the season, 8 catches for 95 yards. Big guy, 6'3", 215 out of Carmel, Indiana.
I want to show you right here on the outside, receiver on the right, coming back to the quarterback downhill. That's a great job. Same route that they ran on the other side for the 1st down.
Back to the ground on 1st and 10. The ball goes over the left side to Stacy, who picks up a couple.
This is what we want to see from Memphis right here. This drive right here. This is keeping their defense off the field. They're running it. They're mixing it up. They're getting some play-action passes in there as well. They had a RPO in there, and they're making some plays, converting on 3rd down. This is what you need to see.
Yeah, 51-yard field goal attempt earlier by Hageman ends up being hooked, and now all of a sudden Memphis taking advantage. 2nd and 8 right now from the 29-yard line. Back inside of the running back for literally no gain on the play. But by the way, that looks like Sherman Beatty, who had a big game last week, giving Zach Stacy a bit of a rest here early in the first quarter.
And this right here is what we call behind the sticks. Usually when you put in third down, you want to be in 3rd and 5 and less, because that is manageable. You can get to every play in the playbook, especially that you have scripted in for 3rd down. When you get into 3rd and 7s and the 3rd and 8s, it makes it a little bit tougher. So we'll see what they go to right here. You got trips formation.
Mettenberger out of the shotgun, takes his shot deep to his intended wide receiver, horribly underthrown. That ball intended for Alton Pig Howard, who's got terrific speed out of Tennessee, and he had what he wanted, just missed it.
And yes, that was a great play design right here. You get in trips formation, you got 2 under routes, and you have a big-time corner route right there. He has to step into this and make this throw. The receiver wins right there, and that's underthrown big time. You have to step into that throw. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that'll bring on the kicker. By the way, this kicker's name is Austin McGinnis, just signed this week after the former kicker Josh Jasper was just 60% on the season. All SEC, 79.7% during his career at Kentucky. From 46 yards and right down the middle.
And this right here, listen, Memphis could not start the game any worse, and you are down 6-3.
6-3 San Diego, as the waning moments of the first quarter will continue right after this.
How old are you?
Basically 15.
I'd like to purchase some of your finest beer, please.
Shazam.
A lair. Yes. If you have a location like on a cliff,
Overlooking some water.
then we will take that.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge-watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Just a reminder, don't forget the AAF.com has all your in-game box scores, statistics, and leaders. Anything and everything for all your AAF needs. Welcome back to Liberty Bowl. Mark Malone along with James Jones as the new kicker, McGinnis, hits a 46-yard field goal to put Memphis on the board. San Diego leads at 6-3, 3:21 remaining here in the first quarter as Nelson works from under center. Nelson over the middle. His intended wide receiver, Dontez Ford, off to the races. 40, the 30, inside the 25, and down at about the 21-yard line. Terrific design play and big game for this Fleet team.
I want to show you this right here. Comes in motion, gets in the bunch formation, natural picks, breaks in slant route. This is what we used to do a lot of at the Green Bay Packers, getting those bunch formations, create natural picks, and once you get the ball into your playmakers' hands, we get yak, and that's what receivers do.
And again, a very easy pass for Philip Nelson, who completed about 68% of those passes a week ago. For giving up an early interception, they put up 28 unanswered points. First and 10 now from the 21-yard line. Nelson out of the pocket right.
I love how his eyes are still down the field as he's scrambling. This, as a quarterback, is what I love to see. You outside the pocket, you still see his eyes are down the field when he's rolling out of the pocket. I want you to look at this right here. Eyes always stay down the field. You're looking at him. He's always looking for a wide receiver. That is unbelievable right there by Philip Nelson.
Nelson told us.
Defense number 21, 5 yards to be added to the end of the run. First down.
Asked Nelson this week about the confidence of this football team having won the last 2 weeks. He said that, we have a better idea of what we're doing. Mike Martz threw like 300 plays at us in training camp. And each week with the reps, we're getting better and better with this offense, and we feel a lot more comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Once everybody understands their job, you understand the concept of the offense, the game starts to slow down, and you can see that right now on how they're moving the ball on offense.
First and goal, the handoff to Gardner inside, who will get virtually nothing on the play. It's Jackson, the linebacker, who makes the play.
Memphis knows we have to come in and we have to make this offense one-dimensional. We have to stop the running game. We have to stop Gardner, and we have to force them to pass. And they started this game off. They are shutting the run down, and now they just got to make sure they stop this pass game.
Go! Dead!
Second and goal. Nelson, the handoff to Gardner, inside off the counter, keeps his feet, and gets down to close to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up third down.
That's a blessing being built low to the ground right there. He's so low, you cannot get a clean hit on Gardner because he's so low. He's lower than everybody, and the low man always wins. Great balance, putting his hand on the ground to keep him up and get an extra 4 or 5 yards after contact.
I asked him this week if 5'7" was an advantage. He goes, yeah, I've got leverage on everybody. Most of the time, the deep can't see where I am. Although he does say I have a hard time finding pants. Look at those quads. How'd you like to try to find a pair of pants with those
There's
things?
no pants in Macy's right now that he can go and try on and just buy out of the store. He might have to get them custom.
Third and goal, play action pass. Nelson steps up in the pocket, buys some time, and finds his wide receiver, Dantes Ford. Touchdown, San Diego.
As a receiver, this is what you love to see from your quarterback. Stand in the pocket, step up, give me a little bit more time to get open, and we can make a big play.
Take a look from the right side of your screen there. Dantes
right
Ford.
here, comes all the way across. We call this a drive route right here. He sits in the hole. If the quarterback leaves the pocket and runs out of the pocket, that play is not open. But Philip Nelson steps up, sees the receiver, gives him time, and gets a touchdown.
Again, no extra points in the Alliance. A 2-point conversion. 5 plays, 75 yards on the touchdown drive. They hand the ball back inside to Terrell Watson, the big 245-pound sledgehammer, who knocks it into the end zone for 2 points.
That's one of those guys you do not want to see coming at you downhill. That's the big bruiser.
So San Diego, with a 2-point conversion, ends up going ahead 14-3 early in this football game, and the Memphis Express will play from behind. Back after this.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
That app, by the way, is #1 in both the Google and Apple stores. And if you download it now, there are all sorts of Easter eggs, I'm told, hidden in it. See what you can find and enjoy. San Diego, who, as I mentioned, put up 28 unanswered after giving up an early touchdown a week ago against San Antonio. Ends up with a couple of big plays and a 2-point conversion now to lead 14-3. Memphis, who is starting Zach Mettenberger for the first time in 5 years. Well, I should say that since 2015, I should say. Finds themselves in a familiar position, down 14-3, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. And a little trickery there, and flags fly all over the place.
As I'm watching this right here and even talking to Coach Singletary, he said we have to eliminate the penalties, and he felt like they had a good week of practice.
Offense number 70,
out here and
5-yard penalty
in the first quarter,
first down.
You have 2 offensive penalties. That, as a head coach, is not what you want to see.
Penalty on the left guard, Robert Myers, who got a quick start. Might have saved the play, as the ball was not particularly snapped well to the motion man on a trick play there. So it might have saved them a turnover. It's going to bring it first and 15, I should mention, with Memphis here. Mettenberger out of the shotgun. Play action, throws it outside. That's close to a lateral.
Yes.
Intended for number 81, Alton Pig Howard. They wave it incomplete.
I understand they're trying to get the ball out of Zach's hands fast, but you got to be able to get some routes going down the field. He has a huge arm. Let him use that arm. Get some play action passes and things going down the field. Too many passes behind the line of scrimmage.
And you bring up a good point. I mean, they're only down 14-3. We've got essentially 3 quarters and a minute left in this football game. Don't get away from the run right now. I mean, Zach Stacy's been your bell cow.
Absolutely.
And, of course, it opens up the play action pass. 2nd and 15. Mettenberger up in the pocket, gets it outside to the running back, Terrence McGee, who picks up a couple.
Check downs, when it's 3rd and long or 2nd and long and you're trying to go check downs, that is not a good play. And this is great job by San Diego, coming up, rallying, tackling, making sure you get him down on the ground for a 2-3 yard gain. Now you get behind the sticks again. It's 3rd and 12. These are hard to get first downs on 3rd and 12. It's not too many plays in the playbook that you can go to in 3rd and 12.
You can see by the graphic, this Fleet defense pretty darn good. 3rd and 12 now. Mecklenburg works out of.
I love the play call, wide receiver screen.
Dantes Ford with a catch. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. So we'll step aside, come back with more football from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. San Diego leads it 14-3 here at the Alliance.
This is the greatest stage in all of sports. Believe what I'm telling you. We can be the story of this whole NCAA tournament. Let's go win the game.
The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime.
This team has got a chance to make history. And the dream is alive. The shocker of all shockers. But every bracket in the nation.
It's a heavyweight fight.
All
season long. And it comes down to this.
Cooper tires on the ground, go round and round, round and round, round and round.
Your tires matter. So count on Cooper, an American company since 1914.
The tires on the ground, go round and here I go again on my.
You realize your vows are a Whitesnake song?
I do. If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
Coming to you from the Alliance All Access Studios, Alex Flanagan and Rod Woodson. After one quarter, the San Diego Fleet leading the Memphis Express 14-3. And Rod, San Diego sets the tone early in this one.
They set it early. I mean, anytime you can score points with your special teams like you get with the Fleet, Ron Brooks, 58-yard touchdown. You got to make a tackle, Memphis. But making plays like this on the road gives your percentages of winning that football game is going to increase. So those type of plays need to be made.
Ron Brooks spent 4 years with the Buffalo Bills and the Eagles, getting back another opportunity player.
Yeah, you see, remember right here, when Howard makes a 7 cut, he was out like about 10, 15 yards down the field. He runs around 45 yards down on a 45-yard angle. He has to make that throw earlier. He was open. You just can't make a late throw. When you have the opportunity to score, you have to score touchdowns.
All right, time for the second quarter. Let's see if the Memphis Express can get things going. Mark Malone and James Jones, take it away.
Alex, Rod, appreciate it. Thank you so very much. As we take a look at the two head coaches, Mike Martz is associated with the greatest show on turf in his time with the then St. Louis Rams, of course, ahead of the Fleet, and Mike Singletary, the Hall of Fame linebacker, the former 49ers head coach. By the way, they both coached together on that staff. Mike Singletary had to let Martz go after the season he was appointed as head coach. And Mike said there's not a lot of problems. We talked it out, hugged it out. It's all good. But right now, San Diego leads it 14-3 as we begin the second quarter.
Looking at those two coaches, I don't think it's a surprise why the defense is the strong point of Memphis and the offense is the strong point.
That's Brandon Wig with the deep punt, and that's Greg Brooks, who, by the way, returned a punt for a touchdown earlier in this football game. As we look at the first quarter stats, rushing yards about even. The passing yards in favor of the Fleet. And again, when you take a look at Philip Nelson, 2 of 17 rushing, but he's 3 of 4 with 73 yards so far, because Ford, the wide receiver, has 2 of those catches for 66 yards, James.
You know, and that's a clear thing that wide receivers make their quarterbacks look good. You catch it, you get yak yards, but no, great job getting the ball out of his hands fast and getting into the playmaker's hands.
1st and 10, rushed out of the pocket.
Screenplay, great design right here. Or if he would have waited a split second, Gardner, for his blockers to get out, he probably could have cut back behind him and got a little bit more out of that screenplay right there. But great call on first down.
Let's take another look.
As you can see right here, he's going to sneak out right here. Philip Nelson's going to do a great job of waiting for the pressure to come, dump it out. But if you can wait for the big boys just a little bit right here to get out and get those guys, you can sneak by behind them and possibly get a couple more yards out of that screenplay. But great call on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1. Nelson inside of the big sledgehammer. Terrell Watson breaks a tackle in the backfield and drags a couple of Express defenders. Another 3 or 4 yards, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Any other running back, that is a tackle for loss right there for 3 yards. But you give it to the big bruiser. He breaks one tackle in the backfield and keeps rumbling and gets a couple yards out of the play and picks up the first down.
Yeah, again, Terrell Watson, the thunder to lightning. You can see that each week he's got a little bit better. 73 yards last week on 13 carries. And those who are faint of heart need not apply to tackle this big guy, 245 pounds.
Take the legs out when he's coming downhill. That is a big boy.
Whistles now as the officials come in to stop the play.
Yeah. Second charge time out of the half. San Diego.
You can see San Diego
30 seconds in lead.
Kind of settling in right now. Memphis has to make a stop.
Philip Nelson, the quarterback, is Mike. We'll see if we can hear what he's got to say.
Take. Is that okay? Shift to Tiger left, 90 take. I can't hear shifting. Shift to Tiger left, 90.
Mike Martz, again, a guy that's thought of, by the way, as the greatest show on turf, throws all over the place, and he's got the most dynamic backfield in the Alliance right now between Gardner and Terrell Watson. And we mentioned the fact that last week they rushed for 202 yards. The week before that, 185 yards. I mean, this is a football team that you could say, perhaps, is getting its personality from its run game.
Absolutely, and then when he had the greatest show on turf, he had a special guy in the backfield
Marshall
as well.
Faulk was pretty good, wasn't he?
And Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier on everybody when you have that big-time run game. The wide receivers get man-to-man. It makes it easier for the quarterback to make throws.
Nelson fumbles the exchange, and God knows what's going on into that pile right now.
This could be the stop that Memphis needed right here if they could come up with this football.
There it is. The Express has recovered the football. That's number 55, Davis Toll, who comes out of the bottom of that scrum. And big plays have haunted this Express team early on, and they get a big play of their own.
They needed that in the worst way right there. They needed their defense to step up, get the ball back to the offense. Now the offense has to do their job and keep the defense off the field.
So Express will be knocking on the door when we come back from this break. You're watching The Alliance on BR Live.
Nothing comes easily. That's what happens in golf and in life. I'm very fortunate that I can lean on people, and that for me is what teamwork's all about. You can't do everything yourself. You need someone to guide you and help you make those tough decisions. That's Morgan Stanley. They're industry leaders, but the most important thing is they want to do it the right way. I'm really excited to be part of the Morgan Stanley team. I'm Justin Rose. We are Morgan Stanley.
Welcome back, everybody. Skycam brought to you today by Wheels Up, bringing you those beautiful pictures from the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. The Express down 14-3, but a huge play has just transpired as Davis Toll, the Express linebacker, comes up with a fudged exchange between the Fleet center and quarterback, and now Zach Mettenberger will take over the ball at the 35-yard line.
Start off with the draw play again. That's a much-needed stop right there by Memphis. They come out, start off with the draw play, but this is great field position. You have to take advantage of this field position, and you have to get points, and not 3 points. You need touchdowns when you get field positions like this.
Mettenberger earlier in this football game had a wide-open Alton Pig Howard on the flag route and underthrew him drastically. It ended up being incomplete. That's been their only real shot at the end zone so far as we come to 2nd and 7 now.
You have to throw with anticipation. You cannot wait for the receiver to break. You have to throw with anticipation, knowing that your receiver is going to win on that to give him a shot at making these big plays. If you wait the DB is going to have an opportunity to recover, and we all know defensive backs can fly.
Second flag route he's attempted down the football field, and the second pass that has been drastically underthrown. So the wind conditions were 7 to 10 miles an hour. That shouldn't affect that kind of football.
No, absolutely not. And like I say, you got to step up and you
Defense
have to
number
throw
27,
that football.
5-yard penalty.
And you have to throw
Automatic first down.
So you can see right here, Demarius Travis comes back through the wide receiver.
Absolutely, and he has a corner route right here. He has to let it go, step into it, and you have to let that ball go and throw it towards the pylon so he has an opportunity to go make a play.
The officials correcting the call. It is now on Kendall James, number 37. But again, a fortuitous couple of plays now for this Express team, finding themselves down 14-3. Just under 13 minutes to play here in the first half.
But when Zach came in last week, those are the balls that he completed. Those corner routes for huge yardage down the field and touchdowns. Those are what he completed. Another drive route right here.
That's Mettenberger getting the ball to Devin Lucien coming on the cross. He held that ball a very, very long time before he finally found his wide receiver.
Absolutely, and I used to love running this play right here in Green Bay. Regular drive route coming across the field. Aaron Rodgers looking down the field, and he's just waiting for everything to clear out, and you dump it right underneath to the wide receiver and allow him to get some yak.
2nd and 2 now. Mettenberger works from inside the huddle. We haven't seen that explosive arm that we saw last week in the second half, but it's still early in this football game. From the 19-yard line, hands the ball inside to Stacy, who doesn't get anything. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps.
That's a great tackle right there by Frank. Must be that weight room at San Jose State that he's lifting in. That's a great tackle right there. 2nd and 1, and you move this thing to 3rd and 2. That's a great job right there.
Frank Ginda, number 58, along with Eric Pinkins, and a big 3rd down here, 3rd and 2. They get the fumbled exchange. They end up with a pass interference on this drive, knocking on the door. Big play for Memphis and Zach Mettenberger.
But this right here is manageable. It's 3rd and 2. You can get to a lot of plays in the playbook. This is where you want to be on 3rd down.
His own play to the left is stuffed outside immediately. And again, there's Ginda, the youngest player on this Fleet defense, making his start for A.J. Tarpley. Take another look.
Frank is having a game right now. He is flying downhill, making a lot of stops right here. As you can see him right here coming downhill, disrupting the play. Huge 3rd down stop, and you hold him to a field goal.
So that brings on Austin McGinnis, who we said was signed this week. Again, all SEC for the 4 years he was at Kentucky. He was good on his first attempt. This one from 40 yards, and again, right down the middle.
I'm going to tell you right now, field goals will not win this ball game.
So Memphis back on the board again. They trail 14-6 with just under 11 minutes to play here in the Alliance.
There's a place where speed bumps don't exist, and donuts are served fresh every morning. Welcome to Muscleville, a Dodge owner's paradise. The only dating is speed dating. The mayor is this guy, and the town square is a straightaway. Head to Muscleville, where every day is a performance day.
All right, welcome back, everybody. San Diego Fleet up 14-6, just under 11 minutes to play here. And Memphis unable to capitalize on a couple of big plays, have had to rely on their new field goal kicker for their points today. Meanwhile, we've got Philip Nelson, who coughed up the center exchange in the previous series. Well, looks to be working back under center again on 1st and 10.
You got Big Bruiser in the backfield. I think they're going to run this one downhill at you right now to kind of calm down a little bit after the turnover.
Nelson straight back pedal, looks at the crossing route and misses his intended wide receiver. That's Nelson Spruce, who had a big game last week. 4 catches, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns, as a matter of fact. You talk to Philip Nelson, the quarterback. He says one of the great things about Nelson Spruce is, other than he's got a great name, Nelson to Nelson. Kid is really smart, understands defenses, and knows how to get open.
Absolutely, and right there he was open. You got to step up and you got to make that throw. He's coming across on a basic route, and you got to be able to deliver that ball. Counter motion by the wide receiver.
Watson, the deep back, gets it straight up the middle. Gets rid of one tackler, but can't get rid of the second. Is that DeMarcus Gates with the tackle inside? Vereen also there. So
this is a huge third down stop right here.
How about that? You get a turnover, you turn it into 3 points. This defense has a chance now for a 3-and-out at 3rd and 9. And as I mentioned earlier, pretty good defensively. About 33% coming into this game. 1 of 2 today so far.
Empty backfield, so obviously we know we're going to get. I can see them trying to use a little quick game right here, get the ball out of his hands fast and let the receivers run.
Plenty of time for Nelson, who steps up, touches the ball.
Uses his legs.
And hurdles the intended tackler. That's number 21, Terrell Bonds, who can't get him down, and that's going to move the chains for San Diego.
Hey, that's great effort right there by Philip Nelson. As you can see, they spread him out. It's 4 or 5 wide receivers. No linebackers. Quarterback understands it. Everybody's back is to the field. You're able to run and create. And listen, that's effort right there. You know that you got to get the first down. You don't want to put your defense right back out there. Great job by Philip Nelson.
By the way, Nelson, the leading rusher for the Fleet team right now, 4 for 27, as long of 10, as he's back under center on 1st and 10. Nelson on the crossing route to his tight end. That's Escobar, who spent many years with the Dallas Cowboys, a second-round pick back in 2013, and entered this game with 10 catches for 118 yards on the season.
And that's another drive route. You always keep a guy right in the quarterback's face, just in case the downfield throws are not there, and you dump it down underneath. Great job.
Most games of any Fleet player in the National Football League. And Philip Nelson says, listen, guy's smart. He's a lot like Nelson Spruce. We give him a lot of latitude to work on a defense. Play clock running down.
High formation, got to call a timeout.
Philip Nelson will stop the clock and call a timeout.
3rd and final charge timeout of the half. San Diego, 30 seconds.
Slick. Right?
Yeah.
See what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're gonna
just jump back and get him the ball, all right?
Yeah.
All right?
Same play.
Sounds like a formation issue more than anything else. Mike's like, listen, you got a 245-pound sledgehammer in the backfield. Let's turn around and hand it to him.
Absolutely, and let him go downhill and force Memphis to tackle him. He will wear a defense down if you got to continue to tackle him play after play.
Look at Nelson's numbers, 5 of 7, 87 yards and a touchdown early in this football game. And again, they've done a pretty good job, this Memphis defense, containing thunder and lightning. Terrell Watson and Jaquan Gardner, they've combined for 7 carries and just 6 yards.
They're making them one-dimensional right now, but they're not stopping the pass game, and that's what's hurting.
Pops up, gets it right to his wide receiver, Dontez Ford, who had a small cushion. That was a nice read. I don't know if that was an audible or not, or just something that the quarterback, Philip Nelson, did.
As you can see right here, this is one of the plays right here where you come out and you can see the DB way off, and that's a gimme throw. We call that a gimme throw. Way off, quick slant, get it right to your wide receiver, easy first down.
What did Aaron Rodgers, did he wink at you? I mean, did you know that was coming when Aaron winked at you? Or?
When he looked at you twice, you knew you were going to get the ball. You knew it was coming to you.
1st and 10. Back under center, Nelson throws a pass inside, deflected, intended for Nelson Spruce.
As we watch this play right here, I want you to watch James right here, the DB. Eyes on the quarterback, and he breaks on this slant route right here. He wanted to take this back to the house. As you can see him right here, his eyes are on the quarterback, and he drives on that slant route right there, and he wanted to take that one to the house. Great job right there by James.
And Charles James II, you might remember him as the featured, or one of the featured Houston Texans on their version of Hard Knocks back in 2015. 2nd and 10. Nelson from inside the pocket shoots it outside to his tight end, and that is number 88, Ben Johnson, for a couple of yards.
He's getting the ball out of his hands. He's taking what the defense is giving him. I love how Coach Marks he is dialing up these formations, making it easy for his wide receivers to get off the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9. This is exactly where you want to be as a defense. 3rd and long for the offense. Get off the field, Memphis.
So Nelson works from the shotgun, empty backfield.
Last time he ran it.
This time over the middle, intended for the, is that the wide receiver or the tight end? That's Baugh again, I believe.
All receivers watching this game right now, I want you to watch how this receiver comes back to the ball to help his quarterback. He gets to the sticks. 3rd and 9, you get to the sticks right here, but you come back to the football to help your quarterback out. Do not give the defender a chance to bat the ball down.
So they're not going to give him forward progress. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1. When you look at the 4th down play so far, the San Diego offense is 2 for 2.
I would do the same thing. I would go for this because my defense is playing well. Great play call, getting outside the pocket, bootleg. Great job right there.
That caught by Baugh as Nelson takes a hit. It looked like they got confused in the backfield with the backfield action. Nelson sprints right under pressure and finds his open receiver down the football field. Difficult throw, but they get it done.
And this is credit to the defense right here, because as a coach, when you know your defense is playing at a high level and they're stopping the offense, you can go for stuff like this and go for it on 4th down. That's a huge play right there by San Diego.
By the way, Marcus Baugh, an unrestricted free agent for the Raiders in 2018, lines up in the left side of the formation. There's another tight end. Ben Johnson's in the backfield.
Something's popping. No, it's going to the collarbone.
You hear Philip Nelson saying something's wrong with my shoulder. My collarbone is popping as the medical staff takes a closer look.
The head coach of Memphis is challenging the ruling of a completed pass on the field. The previous play is under review.
And that was the stoppage of play there. Mike Singletary throws out the red flag and challenges the reception that moves the chains. That means we'll go upstairs now to our replay official, Johnny Oldham.
He's challenging the completion ruling. Okay, so let me tell you what I can see right here. I can see 2 hands under the ball, just fine, with control. Actually, you can even confirm this. This is a confirmed catch at the spot of the catch. So he loses the challenge. That's a confirmation. And make sure you charge him a timeout.
What do you think about this replay official? Is this something the NFL should put in place?
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The pass was complete. Memphis will lose a timeout and will have 1 challenge remaining in the half.
I mean, I love it. I love having the replay officials up there. But listen, Coach Singletary, as a coach, I understand that you're trying to help your team out, but you cannot give up a timeout on the challenge like that. That is a bad challenge. You clearly see the receiver has both hands under the ball. You cannot make a challenge like that. That's hurting your team, losing a timeout.
We can see Nelson, who came to the sideline, said something's popping in my shoulders, come off the field now and has gone into the examination tent to be taken a closer look at by the medical staff. And that brings on Alex Ross, who has been the 3rd string quarterback. He is, of course, out of Coastal Carolina and threw for nearly 11,500 yards over his time there, as well as 91 touchdowns. So he'll take over for the Fleet under center, 1st and 10.
This is why you have good running backs right here. You're able to help the quarterback out and hand the ball off. I would not come out passing the football.
And he goes after Ben Johnson, who came into this game with just 1 catch for 7 yards on the season. You know Mike Martz is not scared. Mike Martz going to throw regardless of who's back there.
I understand that, but if you want to help your young quarterback, turn around and hand it off to those 2 studs you have in the back.
You know, this is really interesting. They protected Josh Johnson, of course. He signed with the Washington Redskins. They lost John Kitna to the Cowboys. He was their offensive coordinator. They've gone through 3 quarterbacks now, and they're still 2-1 and lead this game 14-6.
Leaning on the run game.
Second
Come out
and
with
10.
another pass play, take a shot. We got a fly route, big boy fly route. That's unbelievable right there. That's a big-time play right there.
Splits Marcus Baugh, the 6'4", 240-pound tight end, out wide. Ross drops back, sees man coverage, and drops it down the chimney to the big tight end for the touchdown.
And this is a great play. This is a fly route right here, on the right here. But listen, what I love about this is he leaves space. He leaves space. He's holding that line. You get space down there, and you give the quarterback an opportunity to throw the ball to you, and you're not tight on the sideline. You leave him space to be able to make that throw. That is a great job by the wide receiver. Big time throw and catch right there.
Had a safety, Jeremy Cotrere, on him, which you'd think would be a pretty good matchup for Memphis, but they give up the big play as we now go to the two-point conversion. Ross hands the ball off inside to Watson. He's hit in the backfield and dropped by Drew Jackson, the middle linebacker.
But going back to the touchdown, they come out, new quarterback in, 2 pass plays back-to-back. I said run it. That might be a reason why I'm not a coach. Huge throw.
All right, so San Diego takes a 20-6 lead after Alex Ross comes in and takes a shot but throws a touchdown. We're back with more right after this.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back, everybody. That app, by the way, is the #1 in both the Google and Apple stores. And if you download it now, there are apparently all sorts of Easter eggs hidden in it. So see what you can find and enjoy. There he is, Alex Ross, who came in for the injured Philip Nelson. As soon as we know something about Nelson, we'll pass it on. But Mike Martz, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for me, we're throwing it. He hits Marcus Baugh on a fly route, splitting the tight end out wide against a safety. And San Diego takes a 20-6 lead with about 5:41 left to play here in the first half.
And that's what you call taking advantage of your opportunities. You're on the sideline, you get a chance to play, and you come in and you throw a strike down the right sideline for a touchdown.
So Zach Mettenberger, who has been rather pedestrian earlier in this football game, works out of the quarterback position and finds his intended receiver Reese Horn underneath against the zone for a pickup of about 11 yards.
Another great job by the wide receiver coming back to the ball, get it in your hands fast, and you're able to make a move and get 5-6 yards after the catch.
You would hope that the tempo would pick up, a sense of urgency if you're the Memphis Express.
And yesterday, Zach talked about they wanted to come out and put up points so their defense can finally play from having a lead, and that has not happened.
Well, they haven't been able to get Zach Stacy going at all in this football game. Been a nice job by this defense. Frank Ginda, who's been in for A.J. Tarpley, who, by the way, was the Alliance's Defensive Player of the Week after that 27-yard interception return for a touchdown last week, has had a big game so far.
And I remember watching Frank in college at San Jose State, and he was in every play, whether it was 50 yards down the field or whether it was 5 yards in the backfield. He was in on the tackle. He's a great linebacker.
As we mentioned, this league is about second chances, opportunities. Guys want to get to the next level. As Mettenberger throws the ball downfield deep, and what a terrific catch by Reese Horn, the 6'3", 215-pound wide receiver. Now they're going to call it incomplete.
That looked like a catch to me.
Looked like a catch to me as well.
And those are the type of plays right there where you build confidence in the quarterback, and no matter who is on you, he will throw it up so you can make a play.
Let's take a closer look here.
That is fighting for the ball, diving.
Has the ball. I can't tell.
That's close right there. That's close. But that's a great effort.
The ball can actually touch the ground and move as long as you maintain control of that football. In that case, it looked as he did, but they're going to call it incomplete right now. 8 receptions, 95 yards on the season, brings up a 1st and 10.
They're stopping the run. They're shutting down the run right now. They gave him the completion, correct?
Yeah, they gave him the completion, yes. Absolutely. We thought there for a second, maybe they were talking about whether or not the ball was fumbled or down, but yes, they gave the completion to Reese Horn, the wide receiver out of the University of Indianapolis. And again, the really big first play that we've seen from this Express offense and Zach Mettenberger.
I can see Zach going back to him, knowing that he can make plays like that. Ball in the air, he can attack it and go get it.
Second and 9 inside to McGee, the running back.
Back to the draw play.
Takes it inside the 20-yard line down to about the 19.
And you've seen Zach audible that when you hear the Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac. You know, that's downhill run right at you.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4, manageable situation. You mentioned that what you're trying to do as an offense is always get to 3rd and 5 or less.
Absolutely. It's hard to practice 3rd and 11s and 3rd and 10s. You want to get these down and distance right here.
Only 1 of 6 on the day in 3rd down attempts for this Express offense. And here comes the blitz from the Fleet defense. Plenty of time for Mettenberger. Stands in there, escapes out to the left, but can't pick up the first down. Terrific play that time by Kolo Montentangi, the kid out of Hawaii, who chases down the Express quarterback and brings up a tough decision now for Mike Singletary.
Yeah, this will be 4th down territory for me right here as well.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning. A little extra time for Mike Singletary to figure it out. We'll be back with that decision right after this.
You really want this place, don't you?
I do.
This house is yours now.
He's such a sweetheart. Charlie is outside cutting the grass. Thought you'd be gone by now.
Something is really off with that guy.
Honey, he's lonely.
You know, Charlie's wife died in that house.
You think that's blood?
You want some company?
This guy is dangerous.
I haven't lost everything. I have a chance to get it all back.
The Intruder, rated PG-13, May 3rd.
Just a reminder, stay tuned for the Alliance All Access Halftime Report with Alex Flanagan, Rod Woodson, and Kevin Carter. They'll have the Zach Mettenberger story and all the first half analysis of this football game. So Mike Singletary has thought about it, decided to go back to his kicker, who, by the way, is 2 for 2, a 40 and 46-yard field goal so far, down 20-6. And this one looks to be a 35-yard attempt for McGinnis, and he is 3 for 3 on the day.
3 for 3, but still, if I'm Singletary, I have to be in 4-down territory right there.
So 20-9 right now, just under 2 minutes to play. A couple of other things to look forward to. The Apollos looking to stay undefeated as they take on Salt Lake. That one gets underway at 8 o'clock Eastern time on NFL Network tonight. The unbeaten Iron taking on the Commanders at 4 o'clock Eastern on the CBS Sports Network at 4 p.m. Sunday. And, of course, the Hotshots attempting to rebound from their first loss against the season will take on Atlanta Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So Alex Ross in at quarterback again for the injured Philip Nelson. He was having some issues after taking a hit with his shoulder, and we'll bring down get along the latest information we have when we get it. Ross throws the ball inside. It's tipped up in the air and intercepted. Number 31, Jonathan Cook, comes down with it, and now they're calling it an incomplete pass.
I was about to say that is just what the doctor ordered right there for Memphis. I am surprised.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
I know he just threw a strike down the field, but you come out, he's right off the sideline, and 3 straight passes for Ross. I am surprised.
Yeah, by the way, that's Cotrere, not Cook, who came up, and it's like he might have had the wind knocked out of him right there.
Yeah, it looked like he fell right on the ball right there, knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
And listen, James, you know I played 10 years in the National Football League as a quarterback. The last thing you want to do with any inside pass is get it above the numbers. Those things will either get your offensive wide receiver killed.
Yes.
Or more often than not, it's going to get tipped up and it ends up being an interception.
Yeah, you know, when we used to come across the middle and Aaron throw it a little high, we kind of come back, give him that little look like, get it down a little bit. So, yeah, no, you don't want to be late and high across the middle because that's when you get those tip passes and interceptions happen.
Contreras, the good news, is up and getting off the field under his own power. But almost another big play for this Memphis defense, who has really kind of been the story today, despite the fact that they've given up 20 points
the ruling
to San
on the
Diego.
field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under review.
So we're going to take a closer look at that. We should mention that despite scoring 20 points, the first of the day came by Ron Brooks, who had the punt return for the touchdown.
It could. I don't have enough to reverse this, I don't think.
This is Jimmy Oldham, our replay official.
James, you with me? All right. Can you hear me okay? You're cutting in and out on me. All right. Okay. Okay, I can hear you just fine. Okay. So, you know what, James? We're going to go stands. Out of all my shots here, I cannot change it because the ball does look like it may come loose. Out of my shots, though, I can't tell for sure if he controls it or not. So we're going to go stands on this. So everything will stay the same. Clock should be good right now. No. This was a replay booth challenge. But if they called a timeout, was there an injury timeout? So an injured player. Okay, so that will still. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The pass is incomplete. It will be second down. Memphis will be charged their second timeout of the half due to an injured player with under 2 minutes on the clock. Second down.
It looked to me like the ball did, in fact, touch the ground, but as our replay official, Jimmy Oldham, pointed out, you don't have anything that's undisputable. I mean, you think, but you can't overturn a call if you think something might have happened.
Absolutely, and as you watch the play, you can kind of see it slide through his elbows and hit the ground.
All right, so here we go now. 2nd and 10 for Alex Ross. He works from the shotgun, throws it outside of the near side.
That's a great job. Great job right there. You get back into those stack formations, and you're able to get that off coverage, create a natural pick, and he delivered. That's 4 straight passes, 0 runs for Ross since he entered into the game. But right here, receiver comes in, you create that natural rub, runs a nice out route, delivers a nice ball.
And Escobar, by the way, is kind of a big wide receiver, isn't he? I mean, yes. Wasn't a great blocker when he was in the NFL. His forte is catching the football and very comfortable in these 2-minute situations.
Back in the stack formations here on the left.
3rd and 2. Ross under pressure. Shoots in the far sideline and intercepted. Drew Jackson, the middle linebacker, gets his eyes on the ball, his hands, and steps out of bounds. And Memphis will have the ball with 1:35 remaining in the first half.
You couldn't hear me right here next to you, but I was saying in my head, no, do not throw that late. Down the sideline right there. Big stop by Memphis' defense right here. But as a quarterback, you just got to throw this out of bounds. Let that one go, lift to fight another down. Do not force it on the sideline right there and throw an interception.
6th-round pick out of Indianapolis in 2014. Drew Jackson has led this team in tackles the last 2 weeks and comes up with a huge play right there.
The offense has to step up. Right now, this is the drive for them. Great field position again. You have to step up and make a play.
Edberger hands the ball off inside. Is that Beatty? Yes.
The draw
Sherman
play.
Beatty with the carry for about 8 yards.
The draw play has been there all game long. I would stick to this for a little bit to settle my offense and my quarterback down a little bit.
Beatty, by the way, led the Express in rushing last week. 58 yards on 8 carries. Bedberger works from the shotgun, forced out of the left side, and tries to get the ball out of his hands. Can't find Beatty on the crossing route. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
This is another area where I am 4-down territory if I'm Coach Singletary, because I have to get points on the board and not field goals. I have to get touchdowns. Field goals is not going to win this ball game for me.
Well, this has not been a day where the 3rd-down offense has worked well for Memphis. They have struggled all day long as Mike Singletary
4 wide
looks on. 1 of 7 on the day.
I would go up top to number 17 on the right.
The crossing route to his intended wide receiver That's number 81, Alton Pig Howard, who breaks a couple of tackles and is pushed out of bounds inside the 5.
That's another drive route that I've been telling you is my favorite route of all time. As you can see right here, he's coming across the field on a drive route. He steps up in the pocket a little bit and delivers a ball, and when you break tackles, that's how you get yak, and you turn those 5-yard plays into 25-yard plays. Great job right there.
Corner Ron Brooks right in the hip pocket of Alton Pig Howard. Very accurate throw that time by Mettenberger on the drive route. Bring a 1st and goal inside the 5. Zach Stacy gets the ball over the left side, and he is met by a host of Fleet linebackers.
This San Diego run defense has been stingy today. They are not giving up anything. They are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Along with James Jones, I'm Mark Malone as we take you down about the 30-second mark here in the first half. Memphis knocking on the door, 2nd and goal. Zach Stacy, little jump cut in the backfield. He might have forced
his way in there.
They're going to call it?
I might have to challenge that. Short. No, I might have to challenge that one. It looked like he fought for that extra yard and was able to get that football across the line.
They call a timeout to stop the clock. Let's take a
Third and
closer
final
look at
charge
this.
timeout of the half. Memphis. Game clock operator, please put the game clock at 21 seconds.
I think the knee is
game
down,
clock to 21.
Yeah, that
21
looks
on
like
the game
it
clock.
might be a little short. That'll be tough to overturn right there. That looks like it might be short of the line.
Good shot that time. Stacy seems to be at least a little more effective here on this drive than he has been earlier in the day.
Thank you.
You look at his numbers, 14 carries today for just 20 yards.
Great vision on the last couple of carries, though, by Stacy.
And again, this front 4 of the Fleet has just been dominating. They think it, or at least most people will tell you, it's the best front 4 in all of the Alliance. They pressure the quarterbacks almost 42% of the time, which is number 1 in the Alliance. Big play here, 3rd and goal, just 21 seconds remaining. No timeouts left for Memphis.
Oh, easy work. Quarterback sneak. Zach gets in there.
Mettenberger with a quarterback sneak, and why not? 6'5", 224 pounds out of LSU. And now we've got ourselves a ball game, James.
We got ourselves a game. I told you field goals were not going to get it done. They needed a touchdown on that drive. Great field position. And they did what they had to do. They handled business. They made plays. Finish it off.
It's a big offensive line, too. You've got Dallas Thomas, a right guard. He was a 3rd-round pick of Miami back in 2013. You've got the center, Rainey. He was a 7th-round pick for the Rams in 2014. And right now, if they get the 2-point conversion attempt made, you're within a field goal.
Absolutely. I would look for a sprint out right here, something like that. Get the ball out.
Batted up in the air, batted around. It goes in out of the hands of the linebacker, number 53, John Latulele. He can't hold on, falls to the ground, incomplete. It looks like we've got an injured player. It's Kendall James who remains on the turf.
It's good to see him get up. If I was Zach, I could have held that ball a little bit longer, let my routes develop a little bit instead of trying to force it in there.
And he's thrown a couple of horribly underthrown balls today. That was a fastball inside to a guy who wasn't very far away from you in a lot of traffic. That's not caught cleanly. Those end up in the air. Mettenberger, by the way, 11 of 15 so far today for 136 yards. He hasn't thrown for a touchdown. And as I mentioned, a couple of what looked to me be possible touchdown plays were vastly underthrown on the deep flag routes earlier today, or he could have had a bigger day than he's had here in the first half.
Absolutely. It's a couple of those that he wish he possibly could have back. You have to throw those corner routes with anticipation, and he's waiting for the receiver to break. Ball gets broken up.
So San Diego leads it 20-15 right now after a half. Following the break, we'll take you to BR Live Studio for the All Alliance Axis halftime show.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother load of soft serve ice cream?
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Hey! We struck sprinkles!
Geico. Believe it.
San Diego Fleet quarterback Philip Nelson showing some skill, standing in the pocket before throwing the touchdown pass. Philip Nelson, unfortunately, though, getting injured in the first half of this game. Alex Ross now in for the San Diego Fleet. San Diego leading 20-15 against the Memphis Express. And we have a football game at halftime. Alex Flanagan alongside Rod Woodson and Kevin Carter inside of our Alliance All Access studios. Thanks for hanging out with us. So, Rod, we've got a game. San Diego set the tone, though, for themselves in the first half.
They really have. I mean, Philip Nelson has played extremely well for him. He got hurt. Yes, you just mentioned that. But he was 9 for 12, 110 yards, a touchdown. And when you score points like that and your quarterback takes care of the football, you have an opportunity to win.
Yeah, and they stayed aggressive. I mean, they haven't dropped off as far as going downfield, whether it's Philip Nelson or Ross in the game at quarterback. Yeah. But, you know, the Express, got to give it to them. They've stayed with their game plan. They've kind of grounded out a little bit. They've been conservative. 3 points don't quite add up to 6, but they're in this game still with a late score from Mettenberger.
Yeah, Mettenberger really keeping them in this game, and I think he's just getting warmed up. Remember, this is a kid who hasn't played since 2015, a professional game at least. Memphis just trailing. They've made it a football game, you guys, by 5 points against the San Diego Fleet. You see some of the numbers there. Zach Stacy getting it going, too, as he kind of lends some support to Zach Mettenberger.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what they've done in the first half, and some big plays from the Fleet special teams performance right here. Ron Brooks has a 58-yard punt return. And when you score, Kevin, on special teams, your opportunity to win on the road increases dramatically.
Man. Look, defense travels, but special team scores, those are special.
Absolutely. Then we talked about Philip Nelson. This is a double follow. It's hard for the defender to stay with that. It's a big play right into the first quarter. They get in. Right here, though, I love about him. The pocket does collapse, but he steps up, takes the hit, delivers the ball to Ford, easy touchdown. And then right here where he gets hurt, I mean, this is a hard hit, playing on a bootleg. He gets hit on the chest. Hopefully he's okay, but then Ross came in, threw a touchdown pass right after that, then threw the interception at the end, so he has to take care of the football. But they're playing really good football at this point.
Kevin, we saw some of the numbers also for the Memphis Express and Zach Stacy and Zach Mettenberger. What are you seeing in the first half out of those two guys?
Well, the Express, like, they're following suit. Like, they're committed to controlling the line of scrimmage and running the ball with Zach Stacy. We see Zach Mettenberger moving in the pocket, converting on some first downs early in the game. This is what you want to see out of your quarterback. This is what we didn't see from Hackenberg. But this throw, I guarantee you Zach Mettenberger wants this one back.
He needs to put a little more
He's
got
to put this in the air time he comes out of this break on that 7, like you said, Rod, earlier. But look, Zach Stacy is still, they're committed to controlling the line of scrimmage because they know in the long haul of the football game, those body blows are kind of what wears other teams' defenses down. And if they can keep themselves close, which they did with a late game score, Zach Mettenberger putting it over the end zone, they're 5 points, within. This game is very much within reach.
Absolutely.
They got their work cut out from the second half, but if they run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, Zach Mettenberger could come up big.
The Memphis Express looking for their first win in franchise history. They need one. Let's get it, you guys. All right. Meanwhile, Steve Spurrier's undefeated so far in the Alliance. He's taking his team today into Salt Lake. And I understand Steve Spurrier has actually, you guys, never played or coached a game in Utah. So this is going to be his first time in Utah. You think the old ball coach is going to be ready for the snow there and the cold weather coming out of Florida?
He'll be fine. That's my guy.
They got heaters on the
sideline. I played
for
Florida. Look, Coach Spurrier, he's looking forward to it. He's going to tell him to have fun.
He has a red face in the sunshine or in the cold weather, so it's going to look the same.
More importantly, Rod, is the quarterback going to be ready? Garrett Gilbert has really been impressive through 3 weeks in this league.
Yeah, Garrett Gilbert has been the best quarterback in the Alliance throughout this short season already. I mean, he was 48 for 81. 827 yards. He's only completing about 60% of his passes, but the key is he has no interceptions.
Right.
He has 5 touchdown passes. He's taking care of the football. And when you have a quarterback can do that, you can score a lot of points. You win games.
Yeah, high football IQ, not afraid to let it fly. And Coach Spurrier, he empowers his quarterbacks to really, use what they got, throw it, run it, do what you have to do.
And then really, somebody took some pressure off of him is Dearness Johnson. He has run the ball extremely well for this football team. He's their leading rusher. And anytime you can run the football, you keep the opposing offense on the sideline. when you take the pressure off the quarterback, and yes, Gilbert has played extremely well, but you don't want him to take the blunt load of the work every single week, week in and week out. He has done that, and he's done a good job at it.
D'Ernest Johnson was a personal trainer in December when he got the phone call to
so
come
he was
play
ready
in this league. He was ready.
Training. He was ready.
And man, I'm pulling for him. What a great story. Meanwhile, we have Josh Woodrum playing for the Salt Lake Stallions. Kevin, he came back last week from a hamstring injury, and I think he's really made this offense competitive.
These are two different teams with Josh Woodrum in at quarterback and him not at quarterback. You see he's able to deal. He goes downfield with confidence because he's really great as collective football IQ, knowing where to go with the football, read progression, really what you want to see out of a quarterback. He's composed, throws a good ball. And, you know, one of the biggest recipients of Josh Woodrum being in the offense is DeMornay Pearsonell. This man caught 8 passes last week for 90 yards. He is hoping that Josh Woodrum stays in the lineup because he's going to get work. But look, a talented receiver, more of a short, stocky guy, possession type guy, but tough yards after catch. You're going to have to do your work on defense to get him down on the ground when he catches the football, and he's always open.
The Orlando Apollos and the Salt Lake Stallions coming your way, that game tonight on the NFL Network. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the quarterback in the game that you're watching here on BR Live, Zach Mettenberger, and the journey that he has taken to get here to play in the Alliance.
I'm very, very young in the grand scheme of things. You know, you got Drew Brees out there still excelling at, you know, the age he is, and Tom, Peyton. You know, it's being shown that you can be elite at a, you know, older age.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother lode of soft serve ice cream.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Hey! We struck sprinkles!
Geico. Believe it.
People refer to the Bush family as a dynasty. That's what it is, and that's what it was.
The Bush Years, tomorrow at 9 on CNN.
One of the great things about the Alliance is the second chance it gives a lot of players at a shot at playing in the NFL. Memphis Express quarterback Zach Mettenberger hasn't played in a professional football game since 2015 until he started today. It's an opportunity that he is not taking lightly.
Name's Zach Mettenberger, went to LSU, 27 years old. I got drafted in the 6th round by the Tennessee Titans. Ended up working my way into the starting role my rookie year. Got hurt. I regret that because I didn't get to finish the season. Spent the next year backing up Marcus. After that, I went and played for San Diego for an offseason. Didn't work out there. I've been out of the league for 2 years. To me, the Alliance means, you know, another opportunity to, you know, jumpstart me back into the NFL.
Mettenberger points the rush. Mettenberger throws to the pylon, and it is caught loose and as a touchdown. That's a nice pitch and catch.
You know, the good thing about being a quarterback, there's not really an age limit. You know, once you're 30, right, for running back or offensive lineman, people start thinking, oh, this guy may be too old. But quarterback, you don't really get that stigma. So, being 27 years old, and I'm one of the older guys here. But at the same time, I'm very, very young in the grand scheme of things. You got Drew Brees out there still excelling at the age he is, and Tom Payton. It's being shown that you can be elite at a older age, and I definitely want to be one of those guys. Been salivating, waiting for another opportunity to play. Whether you're laying brick or working on Wall Street, you got to have a passion to be the best at what you do, and that's what's kept me going. I've just been kind of biding my time and waiting, and this is the opportunity I've been waiting for.
Zach Mettenberger trying to bring the Memphis Express their first win in franchise history. Memphis trailing San Diego by 5. The second half coming your way next.
People refer to the Bush family as a dynasty. That's what it is, and that's what it was.
The Bush Years, tomorrow at 9 on CNN.
I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win, but it's not the only reason I switched. Geico's a company I can trust, with over 75 years of history. That's a win-win.
Can't stop coming together.
Anticipating. Celebrating. You can't stop the players.
Can't stop the places.
Can't stop Sunday or Saturday.
They can't stop football.
Can't stop football.
They can't stop football, and they can't stop us.
The Alliance.
The Alliance of American Football.
The Alliance of American Football.
This is the greatest stage in all of sports. Believe what I'm telling you. We can be the story of this whole NCAA tournament. Let's go win that. 1, 2, 3. The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime. This team has got a chance to make history. And the dream is alive. The shocker of all shockers. Busting every bracket in the nation. It's a heavyweight fight. What's the title we deserve? All season long. And it comes down to this.
Welcome back to the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. Week 4 of the Alliance, and after a half, the San Diego Fleet lead the Memphis Express 20-15, along with the Super Bowl champion, I should say, James Jones, former wide receiver of the National Football League. I'm Mark Malone. Your thoughts after the first half? Memphis back in this football game.
Hey, both teams are being very stingy on defense, stopping the run. 47 yards rushing for Memphis, only 37 for San Diego. So somebody's going to have to throw the ball down the field and make some plays because the run is being stopped by both teams.
And we should mention as well, Philip Nelson, who left with the injury to the shoulder. We have no update on him. Alex Ross took over. We take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Air National Guard. You can see neither of these teams have rushed the ball very well. We thought that it was going to be kind of a rushing game. And right now the Fleet have the slight edge of the passing yards. Of course, they turned the ball over 2 times. 9 of the 15 points from the Memphis Express have come via the turnover, as Alex Ross and the San Diego Fleet will open up the second half from the 25-yard line. Again, no kickoffs in the Alliance. I formation. Gardner gets the ball deep over the left side and pounds away 3 or 4 yards before he's brought to the ground.
That's the first time Ross has handed the ball off. He came into the game and he had, I want to say, 5-6 straight passes. Gardner's trying to get Gardner going. He's been struggling so far.
Yeah, we told you that he is the reigning Alliance Offensive Player of the Week after a 122-yard performance last week and a league-high 83-yard run. That's the longest run in Alliance history. And so far today, he has struggled, as we have mentioned, as we've got an injured player down. That looks like Mama, the big left guard out of Southern California.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 14:48. 14:48 on the game clock.
Taking a closer look right there, and it looks like, as so often happens, that right knee and right ankle. You should mention he weighs 331 pounds. That joint is not made to be bent at that angle on a big man.
No, football players are not that flexible right there. So I'm hoping he gets up and he's able to walk off this right here. This is a very good sign.
By the way, Darrell Green, his backup, kid out of San Diego State, was made inactive for this football game. So they're a little bit light there. Jared Coe, also the left tackle, and there's a bit of a depth problem in that offensive line now that Mama is out of the football game. My guess is they'll probably bring, I don't know, Chris Gonzalez, who's backing up Bo Nunn at the right guard position. He's number 74. My guess is they'd move him over to the left guard. That's exactly what they've done.
That's not a good sign, losing an offensive lineman and you're not running the ball well. Now anyway.
Yeah, March told us he thought that the offensive line had improved more than any unit on this football team through 3 weeks. And to see a guy like Mama, who, by the way, left USC after his junior year and then went undrafted and kind of got a wake-up call, was hoping to use the Alliance as a springboard to find his way back into the NFL.
Well, they got to find a way to move the ball because this Memphis defense is very stingy. So they got to come up with something, try to move the ball down the field.
So Ross back at it, hands out to Gardner, who had banged in the backfield. That's number 53, Drew Jackson, who has been all over the field today.
Hey, I seen this Memphis team bouncing around after halftime. They are ready to go. That's a tackle for loss. They are coming downhill. You see the linebacker right here just hits the hole. This is downhill running. You read it, read and react. That is hitting the hole, tackle for loss. That is defense right there. He kind of looked like his coach right there, huh?
We're being told now that Philip Nelson, the starting quarterback for the Fleet, is officially out for the rest of the game. He left with a shoulder injury in the second quarter. Alex Ross at quarterback now, 3rd and 10 for the Fleet.
Get the ball out your hands.
Plenty of time for Ross, who tucks it, looks to move through that line.
Ball
Toss
out.
it up. It's
Ball
on the
out.
ground inside the 30-yard line.
Could this be another break for Memphis?
Hughes beaten on his head, and that looks like Terrell Watson, who potentially got his hands on the ball.
It was already hard enough to move the ball, and you had your starting quarterback in Philip Nelson in the game. Now you have Ross in the game going up against this big-time Memphis defense. They are after him. They are creating turnovers. They are playing some ball.
Big Anthony Johnson with a tomahawk chop across Ross's arm that gets the ball out.
That's just how you teach it right there. It's always the one you can't see causing the fumble.
Sam Irwin-Hill from Australia launches the ball back to the 25-yard line. And it'll be returned for about 8 or 9 yards. We'll take a quick break. 13:03 left here in the third quarter. The Fleet lead at 20-15. Back on BR Live after this.
Well, my parents met in Texas. Then they moved to Washington. They had me at Fort Knox. They keep all the gold there. After that, we moved to Georgia for a couple years. Then we spent some time in Korea. Seaweed snack. Ew. And now we live here for good.
Our members call many places home.
Oh, lots of questions.
So we made owning a home easier. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Welcome back, everybody. Skycam brought to you today by Wheels Up. Mark Malone along with the Super Bowl champion, James Jones. As we continue to bring you action from the Liberty Bowl, Memorial Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. The Express with the ball now trailing 15-20, 1st and 10. That's Zach Stacy with the ball. Past the 40-yard line, drags a couple of tacklers up to about the 42.
That's right there on first down. That is exactly what you want to see. You get positive yards, good 7-yard gain. You get this thing in the 2nd and 3. Allows you to be able to run it again on 2nd down or come up with a play-action pass.
You have to wonder now whether or not the play caller, Bobby Blizzard, who's the wide receivers coach, and we'll get into that story in a bit, has a different tack now that Alex Ross is playing quarterback for the Fleet. Brings up 2nd and 3 for Memphis. Twins right for Mettenberger out of the shotgun. It's an inside. Not much there at all for the running back, Stacy.
Very stingy San Diego front 7. It's been hard to get yards, especially inside. I like the last play they just run. They ran a little stretch outside zone, try to get on the edge. It's tough to run up in the teeth of this defense. I would go back to trying to get on the edge.
As we mentioned, the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach David Lee had been calling the plays. Then after week 1, Mike Singletary, the head coach, relieved him of play calling duties, gave it over to Bobby Blizzard, who, by the way, is a student of the Hal Mummy air raid offense and trying to adapt to his player and personnel and might get aggressive here in the second half. 3rd and 2. Mettenberger out of the play action, looking down the field and throws into a pile of Fleet players, and they're saying they've intercepted it. That is number 24.
I want you to watch this play right here, and this right here is what we do not want to see out of Zach. Both your guys are covered. They're late down the field. Right here you can see you're getting another corner route from the inside by the number 2. A fly route by the outside. Both those guys are covered. You cannot sit back in the pocket and throw that ball late down the field when both those guys are covered.
That's
like
Cameron Kelly, who spent the first week, by the way, or 2 weeks, I should say, as a wide receiver. He almost made the Dallas Cowboys roster as a defensive back undrafted. Mike Martz was so in awe of his athletic ability. He wanted to make him a wide receiver. Said that was just selfish on my part. We needed a playmaker on the defensive side, and he comes up with the interception. As Brad Wing punts the ball away. And will they be able to down it inside the 5? Indeed they do, perhaps inside the 1-yard line. It's number 81, Alton Pig Howard, who's down there to catch the ball. And they'll have the Fleet backed up. San Diego leading 20-15. More action from Memphis right after this.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Just so you know, that app is number 1 in both the Google and Apple stores. And if you download it right now, we're told there are all sorts of Easter eggs hidden in it. So see what you can find and enjoy. So, after a terrific special teams play by Alton Pig Howard, down the ball inside the 1-yard line, the San Diego Fleet will take over backed up in their own territory with Alex Ross, essentially the 3rd-string quarterback. Yes. Who's taken over for Philip Nelson, who injured his shoulder in the first half, and we are told now he will not return to this football game.
Well, you got Big Bruiser in the backfield, so I would think you would hand it off to him, try to get a little yardage to get out of there. You cannot have penalties at this end of the field.
That's Terry Poole, the left tackle, who looked to move early for the Fleet.
I think that San Diego offense is feeling the pressure right now
from
of this Memphis defense because this front 7 has been coming off the ball and stopping the run.
Not giving up much ground. There was only about 1.5 feet anyways to start with, so they gave up, I don't know, about a half a foot or so. Let's just still call it 1st and 10. And again, look like early movement as they give the ball to Watson. The 245-pound back out of Azusa Pacific crashes out near the 10-yard line.
They were very lucky that he seen that hole right there, because if he chose any other hole than that one right there, that was tackled in the end zone right there. Well done getting out of there.
Told now that Damian Mama, their starting left guard, has an ankle injury. His return is questionable. It's been replaced by number 74, Chris Gonzalez. As Ross works from the backfield to Watson again on 2nd and 2. He's hit in the backfield. I'll tell you, they're getting at it. This front 7 of Memphis is dialed in on this Fleet running game, James.
Absolutely. I mean, they're 1 yard off the line of scrimmage. They are not in fear of any play action pass. They are trying to stop this run. If I'm coach, you have to dial up a pass play right now to get behind these linebackers.
3rd and 2.
Those linebackers are hugged up on that line of scrimmage. Another handoff.
Back inside, Watson breaks the tackle out to the right side, heading for the sideline and dragging a potential tackler with him. That's Arnold Tarpley, the 3rd, the free safety takes a ride for a couple of yards, and that'll move the chains for the Fleet.
That's called overcoming your coaching right here, because Memphis is all over this. If you tackle right here, that is punt formation for San Diego. But great job by the Bruiser breaking the tackle. That is why he's in the game, yards after contact.
Watson, the thunder of thunder and lightning. The lightning part, Jaquan Gardner, has been ineffective so far today. 1st and 10. Loss to Watson, who hit in the backfield again. That's Drew Jackson. This guy's been everywhere today. We told you he's led this team in tackles the last 2 weeks. 20 tackles on the season coming into this game. 1 for a loss, and he's forced to fumble this week, or this season, I should say.
That's 3 straight carries for Watson. I think he needs a blow. They're downhill. I think he needs a blow. I can definitely see them going play-action pass right here.
35-second play clock, so the pace in the Alliance is much faster than the National Football League. I formation with a fullback. Play action. Ross rolls right. Nobody there, and step out of bounds.
I don't know what the flag is, but that right there, Ross, you have to be smart and throw that ball out of bounds. You cannot lose yardage. You just have to let that ball go.
Holding. Offense number 39. 10-yard penalty from their previous spot. 2nd down.
And you play quarterback. We all know the longer you hold the ball, there's a higher risk of holding and things like that. You have to get this ball out of your hands.
The penalty is declined.
You get outside the pocket.
3rd down.
No one's open. Just throw it out of bounds.
Well, Anthony Johnson, who weighs 300 pounds, was designed somehow to be blocked by the back that time. That got penetration to the quarterback, forces Ross out. Not a particularly good schematic from a play standpoint for the Fleet. Brings up 3rd and 10 now. Ross back under center. Gardner the lone setback.
Come down in the trips formation. You get free releases. Step up in the pocket. That's another basic route. I want to explain to the fans right here what a basic route is. This is basically a 10-yard crossing route by the tight end or the slot receiver.
It's Gavin Escobar right there with a catch. We have a flag on the play. Looks to be down in the secondary somewhere. This might go against Memphis, or did they catch Escobar perhaps pushing off?
Usually when it's down there, you get a holding call by the defense.
Memphis is saying
Memphis
it
is
looks
saying
like
otherwise, though. Illegal pick.
Jimmy Carter, by the way, James Carter, I should say, is our referee. And he is in a conference right now.
There were 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Pass interference, offense number 81. Holding, defense number 58. Those penalties offset. Replay 3rd down.
That's Spruce, by the way, and Gates. As we take a closer look at this, I've been a pick here too, James.
Yeah, when you get in those bunch formations, that yes, you cannot do that. You absolutely have to avoid them.
We called it a rub when we played. That wasn't a pick. You just rub off.
Yeah,
on
you cannot just run them over like that. They're going to get you for that every time. You got to act a little bit.
We'll replay 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10. Ross up in the pocket. Pumps, pulls it down, out to the left and being chased.
Great job by Gardner to pick up that block right there outside to give him some extra room to pick up the 1st down. That was a much-needed 1st down pickup right there by San Diego.
Quentin Gause, the middle linebacker, comes over to force Ross out of bounds, but enough for a 1st down. And listen, they don't paint pictures. I mean, if you can move the chains, that's all you're looking for.
That's it. Sometimes they're not all drawn up pretty. They look ugly a little bit, but as long as you get the 1st down, you live to fight another day.
So a change up now. Laquan Gardner is in the backfield, the lone setback. 83, Brian Brown motions inside.
There you go.
And they get the ball outside again to Escobar, the big tight end.
That's well done right there by Ross.
Excuse me, that is Ben Johnson, number 88, not 89. Take a look at it from behind the formation.
He's running a flat route out of the backfield right here. Get on your plant foot, deliver the ball. You get him out there. It's a nice play.
And 53, the linebacker, DeMarcus Gates, who had him in man coverage, lines up inside the tight end. He's in chase mode before the ball's even snapped. So terrific job by the quarterback, Ross. First and 10 as we approach midfield. There's Escobar in motion. Pitch right to Gardner. He finally picks up a few yards, runs to an arm tackle.
That might be the first time we've seen San Diego try to get on the edge, whether they're running a stretch play or whether they're running a toss to get on the edge. They've been trying to run the ball down the middle all game. Try to get on the edge, use some of your speed.
Gardner, by the way, came into this game with 172 yards after first contact.
That's huge.
Right. That's number 2 in the league. Number 1 in the league is Zach Stacy, by the way. That guy, I think, has 175 yards of rushing offense after first contact. Ross inside, looking to get the ball to Gardner on the quick trap, and that doesn't fool the Memphis defense.
Hey, they have Gardner's number right now. They are making this game very hard on Gardner. There is nowhere for him to run. He cannot get in the rhythm, and we all know as a running back, you have to get in the rhythm to start seeing where these linebackers are flowing so you can make your cuts, and they are on him right now.
So Ross and the Fleet will face a 3rd down and 5, 4 of 8, 50% conversion so far for the Fleet. Nelson Spruce in motion. Ross throws a dart inside of the wide receiver, right at the line to gain.
I
like the officials are going to call that a first down.
I like that right there. Last 3rd down, they ran, a drag route, get out to the flats. Now he's going to come in right here to the right. You think he might be running out, but nope, I'm going to sit right there. Quarterback put him on him. First down. Nice play call. Quarterback, wide receiver on the same page.
Yeah, as a quarterback, too, that motion's great because it's allowing the quarterback to understand, is it zone, is it man, who's got this guy, where the leverage comes from, and it makes it very easy before the snap. So 1st and 10, they move the chains. Fleet put together a drive here. As Gardner tries to get it outside. Excuse me, that's Terrell Watson who gets it outside for maybe a yard.
They're stingy on the run game, but like we said at halftime, it's going to come down to who can make plays in the passing game. And right now, San Diego is doing just enough in the passing game to keep moving the chains and make plays and keeping this Memphis defense on the field.
And the San Diego offense, by the way, only averaged about 167 yards passing per game. Their efficiency has come with the big run in the first 3 weeks as Watson lines up as the single back in the formation. Escobar in motion. Ross tries to squeeze one in there, and the wide receiver could not hold on. Brian Brown got his hands on it, but just could not haul it in.
That's just your old school slant flat right there. Ross delivers a nice ball. Wide receiver has to help his quarterback out and make that play. That's a first down. Now you're looking at 3rd and 9, a position where you don't want to be in.
Well, again, as we mentioned, San Diego's done a great job so far in 3rd down situations as opposed to Memphis, who has struggled so far. Ross will work out of the shotgun. Over 50% so far for San Diego in 3rd down situations. Ross with pressure, rolls right, and just throws it away.
I know
that's what you're looking for.
I know it's 3rd down, and I know you don't want to see that, but I'd rather that any day than take a sack and lose yardage or try to force it in somewhere where you throw an interception. You live to fight another day, throw the ball away. That's a nice job right there by Ross.
And a great job by that Memphis defense, who has been bent. They've come up with some big plays, a couple of turnovers so far. And that'll bring on Sam Irwin-Hill as Mike March decides to pin this Memphis football team deep in their own territory.
And that's what you're looking for, because San Diego was pinned inside the 1-yard line, and they get it out here, and they able to change the field position and punt the ball and make Memphis go the distance.
High punt, tip back in. It can't get back in the field of play, and that's going to be a touchback. So Memphis will get the ball trailing by 5, 4:02 left here in the 3rd quarter. You're watching the Alliance on BR Live.
Here at Topgolf, the grass is greener on our side of the fence.
But you guys don't have grass.
True, but we have buckets of beer instead of buckets of balls. You like that? And our high-tech tee-offs let you know exactly how far you hit your 7-iron.
So I can bring my own clubs.
How else are you going to beat your buddy Dave? Now tuck your shirt in and put your spikes on. I'm kidding. In fact, go nuts. Bet on yourself, talk a big game, score high.
You mean score low?
Score however, because this is Topgolf. This is everyone's game.
Well, welcome back to the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. That Memphis defense under Mike Singletary has been terrific, especially that run defense facing Thunder and Lightning, Gardner and Watson. They've been all over these guys, James.
Hey, they came to play today. They are 1 yard off the line of scrimmage. They are coming downhill, and they are stopping both these backs. There is nowhere to run, nowhere for them to go. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Memphis' defense.
And, of course, that makes it more difficult on the quarterback. Alex Ross has taken over Philip Nelson, who will not return to this game, injured his shoulder late in the first half, as we look at Mike Singletary, the Hall of Fame. Samurai Mike. I played against him in the National Football League. Listen, there's nothing worse than lining up at quarterback under the center and looking at that guy, frothing at the mouth with those eyeballs looking at you, talking about it's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day, ready to come get you, too.
All right, so Zach Mettenberger takes over, hands the ball off to Stacy, and terrific job that time from the secondary. That is number 27, comes up and makes the stick.
If it's one positive thing that Memphis can take out of this game so far is on first down, they are doing very well, especially running the draw play. They've been in some very good second down and short. They just got to keep it going.
Mettenberger dumps the ball outside on the swing pass for a minimal gain. It's Jordan Martin, the free safety, who comes up and makes the tackle on the Memphis running back.
This down right here is the down that Memphis needs to make. If you get off the field right now and you go 3 and out and you give San Diego back the ball and put your defense on the field after they just been on the field for a very long time, it's not what you want.
See, I think you got to put it in the hands of Mettenberger. They've had trouble running the ball. Beatty now has taken over for Zach Stacy in the backfield. Single back out of the shotgun. Mettenberger looking to throw, steps up, moves it out to the left side, and finds his intended wide receiver, Gerard Shepard.
And this is why you teach all wide receivers to catch with their hands. He does not let this ball get up on his body, because if he tries to cradle it and get it on his body, this is an easy breakup for the defender. But he sticks his hands out, strong hands, strong catch, and was able to make
offense
that
number
play.
71, 10-yard penalty, third down.
Just like Coach Singletary said, penalties have been killing us, and it's happening again.
That's Christian Morris, the left tackle, who is filling in for Anthony Morris, who did not practice this week with an undisclosed illness. And you finally get a nice play from Mettenberger. He steps up, buys himself some time, clicks the ball, moves the chains, and now you're battling upfield again. Find yourself in 3rd and 13 to keep the drive alive.
And those are the drive killers. You're in 3rd and 3, which we all love to be in, and you get a holding penalty. Now it's 3rd and 13.
Mettenberger with a screen, gets the ball outside to Reese Horn, who's had a big game, and there is nothing there. It is Ron Brooks, the defensive back, who is the first of a host of Fleet defenders.
I played in the NFL for a long time, just like you, and I don't think we picked up too many 3rd and 13s. It's not too many plays that you can go to. So screen plays is usually the number one call, try to break a tackle and get down the field, but the San Diego defense stopped that.
Mettenberger seems a little bit frustrated right now as he has a conversation with Beatty on the sideline. That is Brooks, who returned a punt earlier in this football game. In fact, after the first offensive series, for a touchdown.
And they kick it to him again. They give him an opportunity, though. Fair catch.
So he catches, or fair catches, I say, the Brad Wing punt. It's still 2015 here in Memphis. We've got more football coming your way right here on BR Live.
Have a seat. Hey, where's the food? What kind of meeting is this?
There's no food. We just said that so you would show up.
What? No food? There's someone we think you should talk to.
Hey, Dan, your coworkers told me you haven't done your taxes. I just want to say, you can call a TurboTax Live CPA for help. We'll help you get your refund and get back to your life.
You'd really do that for me?
Yeah, Dan. It's literally my job.
Thanks, guys.
So there's no snacks, nothing?
I brought kale.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
Tell me, how old are you?
Basically 15.
Be humble.
You cannot tell anybody about this.
Is she even good at keeping secrets?
Moderate.
No.
Oh, God.
Gentlemen, you have bullet immunity. You're welcome for not getting robbed.
Shazam. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
That's Jaquan Gardner, the Alliance Offensive Player of the Week after an 83-yard touchdown last week, 122 yards on the ground. Not much today, ladies and gentlemen. 8 yards he's been averaging on the season. A half a yard so far. You look at the numbers, 6 attempts, 3 yards.
You can say they've stopped him, huh?
Ben Johnson, the tight end, lines up as the fullback shifts out to the right side. 3 wide receivers to the right. Watson, the deep running back. And Ross finds the big tight end on the slant route.
There we go. There we go. You see Memphis is stacked up. Look at all these guys in the box right here. All those guys in the box right there. This lets you know it's one-on-one coverage on the outside. Get that ball out fast and let him be able to make a play. Once again, great job catching the ball with your hands.
As we said, Mike Marsh doesn't care who's playing quarterback for him. Alex Ross has probably thrown as many, if not more, balls than Philip Nelson, the starter, earlier today. As he faces another 1st and 10, 3-step drop, throws it behind the wide receiver. Great adjustment by Nelson Spruce.
We talked about how smart Nelson is. This is a great route right here. I want to show you this right here. Slant route. He was physical at the top, used his hands to get back inside. He's at the top left right here. He runs. He has a slant route, physical at the top, swipes through, makes a good catch right there. Slant routes against man-to-man press is what you want as a wide receiver. You love running those routes.
The handoff inside to Watson. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Down to the 30 and inside the 30-yard line to about the 27.
I told you earlier, as a defense, when you got to keep on tackling the bruiser in Watson all game long, he wears on you, and it's harder as the game gets later in the game to bring him down.
Tarpley, the third in on the tackle, a 200-pound safety out of Vanderbilt. He comes up and just gets hammered by Watson. Count down under 10 seconds now in the quarter. Apparently March is going to try to get a play off before we get stoppage of play. Ross fakes the punt, hands it off of the draw to Gardner, and no gain on the play. Maybe a loss of a half a yard.
I think we got to just
let it go. That's the end of the third quarter. Timeout.
We've got a football game, 2015 San Diego, and they're knocking on the door. More Lions football on BR Live right after this.
This is the greatest stage in all of sports. Believe what I'm telling you. We can be the story of this whole NCAA tournament. Let's go win that.
The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime. This team has got a chance to make history. And the dream is alive. The shocker of all shockers. Every bracket in the nation. It's a heavyweight fight. All season long. And it comes down to this.
You realize your vows are a Whitesnake song?
I do. If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
A hero looks to inspire people through his passion.
That's the biggest sport. Just amazing. What a moment.
Live is 4 a.m. wake-up calls for high stakes. Jaw-dropping moments during 90-minute lunch breaks at hole-in-the-wall bars. With strangers that become family under sun, moon, and stars. Live is something we celebrate. Live over everything.
Welcome back to the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium as we take a look at the score by quarter. San Diego jumping out to that 14-3 lead in the first. Memphis has battled back 20-15 as we enter quarter four. Mark Malone along with the Super Bowl champion wide receiver James Jones as the fleet work from 2nd and 11. Ross throws the ball over the middle, incomplete. Had Marcus Baugh. Looked like he was trying to throw him.
I tried to hold my reaction in right there, but that is a nice throw down the seam, right over the linebackers. That is what you want. You have to make this play for your quarterback. This is a tight game. You need these plays.
And oftentimes on those seam routes, as you know, James, you're trying to throttle a guy down. You don't want to lead him into a safety, and sometimes the tight end in that case has to anticipate that and be able to slow down and catch the football.
Absolutely. He tried to put it on his back shoulder to even give him an opportunity to make a move.
A flip to the left side to Gardner, who picks up a couple. It's been a long day for him so far.
Let me tell you guys something. We are watching a star at linebacker in Jackson. He is all over the field. He is downhill. He is sideline to sideline. I think his coach played linebacker, right? He may have gave him a little pointers because he is playing some ball today.
6th-round draft pick of the Indianapolis Colts back in 2014. He was a tackling machine at Rutgers. Nearly 300 tackles in his college football career.
So it's not a surprise of how he's playing today because he is all over the football field.
This is Donnie Hageman for a 44-yard attempt. And he draws it inside the left upright and tack on 3 more for San Diego. They lead at 23-15. 14:03 remaining here in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside and come back with more action right after this.
I've been a soldier for 3 years. I've scaled the toughest terrain and faced plenty of my fears as part of my training. And for the past 2 years, I've been a Navy Federal member. So even out here, I can pay securely with mobile pay, linked to my free checking account.
I don't know about this. It's...
What did she say?
She said, I don't know about
No,
that.
I couldn't hear my helmet.
No, your ears are completely exposed.
Yeah,
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
8-point ball game. Welcome back, everybody. Sky Cam brought to you today by Wheels Up. Another field goal by Hageman, the Fleet field goal kicker who came into this game 7 of 7. Mike Martz has built a 8-point lead, 23-15, I should say, 14:03 remaining. Zach Mettenberger, 12 of 17. His completion percentage is fine. 135 yards, no touchdowns. And I think he's got to play at a much higher level here in the 4th quarter if Memphis is going to have a chance, James.
Absolutely, and it's about converting 3rd downs, too. You have to keep drives alive. I mean, you're getting 3 and outs, and you're in manageable 3rd downs. You got to make these plays. Another draw play on 1st down. I think that's been their go-to play on 1st down. They've been getting good yardage. They're in another good 2nd down, but you got to try to find a way to keep these drives alive.
That's Sean Beatty with a carry. Kind of the speedster of that backfield. Runs a 4.4 or better 40-yard dash. Chris Johnson, you know him, CJ2K.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Said CJ2K was his hero. Tried to model his game after Chris Johnson. 2nd and 6.
Another offensive penalty, pre-snap penalty.
James Carter, our referee.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 71, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Coach Mike used to always tell us, Coach Mike McCarthy, that is, used to always tell us,
13-28.
I'm okay with the competitive penalties, but pre-snap penalties is what we have to eliminate if we're trying to win any ball game.
And that's the 2nd in as many series now for the left tackle, Christian Morris, who, by the way, was diagnosed with spinal stenosis. He was told at one point he'd never play football again. Dr. James Andrews finally cleared him, so he gets a 2nd chance. But 2 penalties here late in the football game. Mettenberger fakes, actually hands the ball off to Stacy. Stopped in the backfield again. The first one there is the big linebacker, 58, Frank Ginda, who's had one hell of a football game.
I'm telling you, Frank got his opportunity to step in there for A.J. Tapley, and listen, he is playing some football right now. He's been all over the field.
So you've got a strong-arm quarterback, Zach Mettenberger, 10 NFL starts. Granted, he hasn't won or did not win any of those starts, making his first start since 2015. It's what you're paying a guy like this for, to find a way to get an open ball to an open receiver at 3rd and 11.
Like I told you before, I don't know if we can complete as many 3rd and 13s and 3rd and 11s. You cannot get in that down and distance and expect to keep the drive going. You have to get into manageable 3rd downs, and penalties will not get it done.
It's Adrian Robinson, his receiver, but again, they come up woefully short. Mettenberger comes to the sideline, his helmet off, frustrated, as they try to adjust what it is they do offensively as time continues to run down. Under the 12-minute mark now in the 4th quarter. Memphis trailing by 8 points as Brad Wayne lets one go, and Brooks will fair catch it at about the 20-yard line. All right, another break. James Jones along with Mark Malone, more 4th quarter action right after this.
Tell me, how old are you? Basically 15.
Be humble. You cannot tell anybody about this.
Is she even good at keeping secrets?
Moderate.
No. Oh, God.
Gentlemen, you have bullet immunity.
You're welcome for not getting robbed.
Shazam. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That's Alex Ross, who is taking over for Philip Nelson, who hurt his shoulder in the 2nd quarter of this football game. Nonetheless, San Diego has managed to build their lead to 23-15 as the Fleet take over with just under 12 minutes to play. They have not been able to rush the football at all today. Terrell Watson has 45 yards on 9 carries, but Quan Gardner is just 3 yards on 8 attempts. Ross forced out of the pocket left and dragged down for about a 5-yard gain.
You know what? I like that play call right there, because now you're going to keep that defensive end honest. So hopefully we can get Gardner going a little bit and let him slide in there. But for a quarterback, this is good. Let's keep it. He steps down in there. It's not big yardage, but 5 yards is a good pickup on that play right there.
Testing Davis Tull, the outside linebacker, who makes sure he stays honest. So 2nd and 6, I formation. 2 receivers right. They hand it to Watson, the 245-pound back, and he is stuffed in the backfield. 94, Latarius Brady, one of the first defenders from Memphis there.
They probably have 2 yards running it in the teeth of this Memphis defense. I would try to get out on the edge. They are pushing the O-line from San Diego in the backfield, and they are causing havoc.
So Memphis is, at least at one point in this game, coming with some big plays to get them back in the game. This is a big 3rd and 9 with about 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the game.
San Diego has found ways to get 1st downs on 3rd down.
Ross dropped in the backfield. That's that bad man again, Latarius Brady, who picks up his 1st sack of the season. A native Memphian, by the way, who played his high school football at East High.
This defense right now is playing with a lot of energy. They are coming after the quarterback, stopping the run, but just the energy of the defense that they're playing with right now is unbelievable.
So again, they're going to give Zach Mettenberger and this Memphis offense another chance as Sam Irwin Hill punts it from about the 7-yard line and backs up Sherman Beatty, drops the ball, and then pounces on it immediately, but no return there from Memphis.
I'm telling you right now, this drive right here coming up from Memphis, this is one of those drives where your defense is sitting on the sideline. If you go 3 and out, you probably can start seeing some eyebrows raised like, come on, help us out. We've been on the field all game long doing our job. We need you guys to make a play and put some points up on the board.
This Memphis football team has run out of steam in the 4th quarter. They were hoping Mettenberger could bring a life back to him. Now, he's protected the football, 13 of 18, $139, and no touchdowns but no interceptions. But this is where they've lost really their last 2 ball games. You could argue the last 3. As Mettenberger works from the shotgun on 1st and 10, the ball deflected, batted down by number 99. That's Andrew Stelter.
He might be grateful that it was batted down, because that might have been his first interception right there. Because you see Frank about to break on that ball. That could have been bad if that ball gets through there.
Stelter, by the way, an all-academic Big Ten football player the last 3 years he spent at Minnesota. as Mettenberger works from the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Finds the crossing route. That's Pig Howard. Puts him in a 3rd and manageable situation.
I'm surprised we have not seen more Pig Howard. We talked to the offensive coordinator yesterday, and he said that this is a guy that they were trying to get the ball in his hands, and he has 2 catches today, and they both been on the same route. And first one he was able to break a tackle, this one he wasn't, but he needs more opportunities if he's an explosive player in your offense.
All right, 3rd and 4, a down that Memphis has struggled. 3 of 12 so far today.
That's not going to win football games.
Fleet showing the blitz. Mettenberger gets the ball out quick. And a broken tackle by Zach Stacy, and he is dropped about a yard short of that 1st down.
You know, they always say you can't teach effort. And I want to tell you right now, this right here by this D-line, that is all effort by those guys, because he breaks that, and you see the D-line, all of them keep coming. That is effort. That is awesome right there. As a coach, that's what you love to see.
So this could be the ball game. I know there's 8.5 minutes to go here. 4th and 1, and it's not been a down that they have necessarily had a lot of success in. 1 of 5 so far this season.
My defense, I don't know who this penalty is on, but my defense has been playing well. I punt this football right here.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now you have to punt, but before that, my defense been playing well. I don't want to put them in a backed-up situation if I do not get this. I would punt this football. I think that's a blessing.
Yeah, another pre-snap penalty, I should say. And Mike Singletary has decided, with 8:17 left, my defense, one of the better ones in the Alliance, let's go ahead and kick this thing away. Hopefully they got their Gatorade to blow and got their breath back, because they haven't had a lot of rest, especially here in the 2nd half.
And not only that, you're going up against a 3rd-string quarterback. Put your defense out there. That's the strong point of your team. Put them out there, let them play. Great job by the special team.
So, the defense is back on the football field for Memphis in hopes of turning the ball back over to Zach Mettenberger. It's an 8-point game with just under 8 minutes to play. By the way, don't forget, AAF.com has all your in-game box scores, statistics, and leaders, anything and everything for all your AAF needs. I mean, what do you do if you're Mike Martz here? You got an 8-point lead. You haven't run the football well at all. You're trying to protect that. You've got essentially your 3rd-string quarterback in, Ross. What do you do here? How do you manage this play call in this series?
I would try to get number 32 Gardner going, because listen, if we're going to close out this game, it's going to be on the ground. So I need to find ways to try to get him going. And there goes Drew Jackson again. He's been all over the field making tackles. He almost had that one pick 6 to the house.
Ross coming out of the center, trying to get the slant in. A great job reading the eyes. Jackson gets the right paw on that ball.
Hey, if I'm an NFL scout right now, I'm definitely watching this guy right here. He's been all over the field. His instincts are unbelievable. He's coming downhill, making tackles. He's a big body. He can run. Drew Jackson is a player.
2nd and 10. A tight end in the backfield as Ross backpedals out, has his arm hit his throw.
Pick it up. Don't never let the ball sit there. That could be a fumble. That could be a fumble.
That was Sam Montgomery, number 99, who got an arm on Ross. Question is, had the ball started moving forward? Was that a fumble? Let's take a closer look.
That could be a fumble possibly right there. That ball's coming out.
That is a fumble, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. I did not hear a whistle to stop play.
Is a fumble recovered by the defense.
I'm surprised that Mike Marks did not come out running the football. Your defense has been playing well. Come out, run the football, eat some of this clock up. 2 straight passes, 1 incompletion, and then this possibly could be a fumble.
That's Tarpley, by the way, who came up with the fumble recovery. He never stopped on the play, and you're always playing to the whistle. Most guys play a little past the whistle, as they tend to Tarpley on the field right now. Looks like they're looking at his right leg. And Mart's going to challenge this.
The head coach for San Diego is challenging the ruling of a fumble on the field. The previous play is under review.
Well, we've seen the replay already, James. I think it's pretty clear to you and I. The arm's not moving forward. This is a fumble.
It looked like the ball was moving before the arm was moving forward.
Yeah, okay.
So it could be very close.
Let me tell you what I'm looking at. He pushes the ball forward. What did you see from your end? Because when I see an open hand pushing the ball forward, looks like without control is what I'm seeing here on these shots. And the ball starts forward. Right here. He doesn't have the ball right there. He does not have the ball. I mean, it's on his pan without control. You know what? I think we're gonna. You called fumble. I think we're gonna have to go stands on this because I don't have enough evidence as I look at this to say that he had control with the ball and the hand moving forward. Yeah. So okay, James, we're gonna go stands on this call. So you have we're going to go stand. So you have a fumble with a recovery by the defense, correct? Okay. Yeah, we're going to go stands. So that call is going to stand. And
Mike Martz trying to get an explanation as we hear now from the referee. James Carter will make it official.
After review, the passer did not have control of the ball as his hand was going forward. The ruling on the field of a fumble stands. It will be first down Memphis. San Diego will recharge the timeout, and they will have no more challenges remaining for the game. First down.
Maybe that's why you try to run the football, especially with a third-string quarterback, huh?
Absolutely. I think sometimes coaches make the game of football harder than it is. Your defense is playing great. Run the ball. You're on your third-string quarterback. Memphis' defense has been playing well. You're backed up. You don't come out with 2 passes.
So live for this Memphis football team from the 21-yard line. Mettenberger out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Fakes a pump out left, leaves the pocket, and just gets rid of this one out of bounds.
There you go. Just throw it away. They tried to get a double move over here, fake the screen, and get the double move, take the shot down the field. That was well done right there by San Diego's defense, not biting on the cheese and going for the first screen. Well done.
We mentioned the numbers from Mettenberger, 50-22 for $148, no touchdowns, no interceptions. We've seen his frustration level get more and more as this game's going on, and you hope.
The clock did not run during the previous play. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 7:34. 7:34 on the game clock.
You hope that he doesn't let that frustration get to him and try to squeeze something into too tight a window and throw this football game away.
Absolutely, and hopefully he's learned that by all the games he's played in the National Football League and all the practice time he's had, to just be yourself, don't force nothing. You guys are still in this game. Make the right read, make the right throw.
3 wide receivers left. Mettenberger over the center on the circle route. That's Sherman Beatty, who drags a couple of fleet defenders down near the 5-yard line.
I want to show you guys right here, because this is what we call a Texas route right here, out of the backfield. He acts like he's going out, like he's been running flat routes the whole game. So you're going to act like you're going to go here, and you're going to break it in right across this linebacker's face, and you got all that room right there, and he does the rest by breaking a tackle, getting yards after contact. Nice route, nice throw.
And it's a different way, really, to run the football or get your backs involved when they haven't run the ball that well against this Fleet front seven.
Absolutely, and that's why, as a running back, it's crucial that you know how to play all the positions. You can catch the ball out of the backfield, you can run it, and you can pick up blocks.
30 seconds.
That's what keeps you on the football field.
With the play clock running down, Mettenberger forced to call a timeout, and apparently there was some confusion about what the play call was and or the formation, but they're knocking on door. And to me, you've got a situation first and goal from the 5-yard line. Listen, I hate it in the NFL, and I'm a quarterback. I like to throw it every down.
No doubt.
When these guys throw the fades
this.
I'm like, why don't you impose your will on somebody? You got a couple of pretty good backs, including Zach Stacy. Why don't you give it a couple of shots to run the football inside the 5 here?
Absolutely. First and second down right now. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to run this thing downhill. And then when we get to third down, I would get one of my big receivers out there to throw the fade ball to and try to make a play. But once again, I'm telling Coach, this is 4-down territory
with
right
6:50
here.
left on the clock,
so
you
run
think
it
this is
twice.
4 down?
4-down territory, and have them backed up for my defense if I'm not able to get it.
They go with a trick set and snap the ball directly to McGee, the running back, out of.
I don't understand.
I don't understand that either.
I don't understand it. You're out coaching yourself. Your best player on your team is your running back.
No gain on the play, by the way. And Mettenberger back in. You've got Lucien in. You've got Pig Howard. McGee now, the lone back for Memphis, as you pointed out, Zach Stacy on the sideline. Throwing the ball to the deep pylon, and he's got his intended receiver. That's McGee.
That is a nice play right there.
Memphis.
And that's how you throw the football. I still feel like he could have threw it a slight tad bit earlier, but that's how you make a play. This is why you put Zach in the game, to make plays like this. Put touch on the ball, give the receiver a chance to adjust to the football and make a play on the football. A lot of quarterbacks will try to throw a dart, maybe back shoulder this ball. He put air under it, gave his receiver a chance to adjust to the ball and make a play on the ball. Touchdown.
Well, they got the safety to Marius Travis in a trail position on that wheel route. Terrific pass, very accurate by Mettenberger. Now, the 2-point conversion to tie this football game.
I would look at a QB draw right here. Oh!
There he is. James Jones Collins. The big quarterback out of LSU sees nobody in the middle, calls his own number on the quarterback draw, and we have a tie ball game with 6:01 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
You have them spread out. You have 4 wide receivers. You see there's only 4 D linemen. Nice play call.
So a big series for Mettenberger as he finds McGee at the back of the end zone, then calls his own number for the 2-point conversion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're tied 23-all. More action after this. Welcome back, everybody. How about that? Zach Mettenberger brings hope to a franchise looking for its first win. Off the turnover, makes the touchdown throw, calls his own number for the 2-point conversion, and we're tied at 23-all, 6:01. The fleet now from the 25-yard line. That's Alex Ross who gets the ball to Gardner, the back out of the backfield.
Slipped out of the backfield. Looked like they were trying to get a screen going, but that's the way to get a drive started. I still do not like the pass play on first down. I would have handed it off, but that's a good drive starter.
I'll bring up a second down. Again, these plays, the clock continues to run unlike the NFL when we get inside the 5-minute mark.
Yeah.
If you run out of bounds, it's only until we get to the 2-minute mark that the clock will stop. Ross out of the shotgun, up inside, dumps it out to his intended wide receiver. That's Ryan Brown.
I love running these drive routes, but I want to tell you one thing, receivers and quarterbacks. When the quarterback throws this ball behind you and you stop running and you're supposed to go all the way across, that is a dangerous throw because the defender can undercut it and there is nobody there to catch it.
They say a team will take on the personality of its head coach. A great defensive game so far by Memphis with a chance now to turn the ball over on downs again. Ross and the fleet facing a 3rd and 5 from their old 28-yard line.
I can see another drive route coming right here from 83, getting across the field. Pressure up the middle. Throw it away.
Ross spins inside instead.
Number 4, Alex Ross.
Picks up a couple, but they'll be short of the down line to gain.
They were trying to get that drive route again coming from the other side, but it was pressure up the middle. We had to get out of there.
Two backs as we take a look at it again.
You can see 83 coming on the drive, but it's pressure up the middle. You got to get out of the pocket. Quarterback tries to make a play. Memphis defense shows up again.
That brings on the punter, Sam Irwin-Hill.
I think this is what we all wanted to see. Zach getting a chance to take him down on a game-winning drive and win this ball game.
The fleet called the fake, and Irwin-Hill will not be anywhere near the line to gain. A terrific job, that time by Jeremy Contreras, who tackles the fleet punter in the backfield, and the trick play by Mike Marks backfires.
Mike Marks, that's one of those, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Your defense is playing lights out. They only gave up a touchdown on the last drive. Punt the ball. Let's play some defense. You're backed up.
It seemed to me that for a second it looked like they had the edge, but great pursuit by that Memphis punt return team. And you wonder whether or not with this kind of time left, if he felt that maybe he was losing control of this game and needed to call something like that to get this offense jump start. As we take a look at Mettenberger, seeking his first win as a starter since he last played at LSU in 2014. Stacy wrapped up in the backfield.
Tackle for loss. Big Robinson.
That's Gielan Robinson, the son of Glenn Big Dog Robinson.
Big Dog Robinson.
First overall pick of the Milwaukee Bucks. By the way, he's got a brother. I think his name is Glenn Robinson III, who's playing with the Pistons right now. That's a very athletic family.
Absolutely. But that's why you punt the ball. Your defense has been playing good football.
I agree.
Punt the ball.
A lot of time left in this football game for the Fleet. Mettenberger now working after the 1-yard loss from 2nd and 11.
Let's get aggressive now, Memphis. You come out 2 run plays and you have a short field. Are they playing for the field goal? I mean, you got to play to win the game.
That's Alex Barrett, unblocked for the backside, runs the play down.
Now you're looking at a 3rd and long because you run the ball on 1st and 2nd down. To me, that's playing for the field goal because there's not a lot of plays that you can get to 3rd and 14.
Does it mean that you don't trust Mettenberger? Does it mean that you're trying to take the ball out of his hands? Is this Mike Singletary, a defensive guy, trying to be too conservative?
To be honest with you, I think it's them not trusting Zach, because if you trusted him, you would put the ball in his hands and let him make some throws. You got 2 runs on 1st and 2nd down, and then you throw a shallow route underneath on 3rd down. To me, you're playing for the field goal. Let's play it safe, and hopefully our defense can win us a ball game.
Yeah, shoots it in there to Pig Howard for the reception. He'll come up a little bit short. I said this before. Teams take on the personality of their head coach, and Mike Singletary has the final call. You're in a position now where you almost surely have a field goal in your hands. It's 23 all. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Those defensive guys don't like quarterbacks throwing football around.
They don't, but if you are 0-3, you're trying to win a ball game. You switch quarterbacks. You put Zach in the game. You have to give him
2:46 on the game clock. 2:46 on the game clock.
Now you're putting it in the leg of your kicker to make this kick.
Yeah, McGinnis, by the way, who was just signed this week after Josh Jasper struggled, was only 60% on the season, 3 of 5. He has been a perfect 3 for 3. As we mentioned, he broke all the single season records at Kentucky, was all SEC, had a field goal percentage of nearly 80% while in college, and has been 4 of 7 from 54. This one much shorter than that.
You didn't jinx him, did you?
Nope. I don't believe that broadcaster jinx. From 45 yards, he sneaks it in the left upright. How about that? He's here for just a few days in Memphis and comes up with his 4th field goal of the day, and Memphis takes a 26-23 lead with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go.
He said he knew he made it when it left his foot.
How about that, huh?
The MVP chat.
We asked Mike Singletary about the signing. He said, listen, guy was, as far as I'm concerned, maybe one of the best field goal kickers in the history of the SEC.
Yeah.
We need more consistency, so we brought him in. The guy hopefully will help us, and right now he's been the difference in this football game.
I think if Memphis came into this game knowing that to win this ball game, their defense was going to have to come up with a stop, I think they all would have smiled and liked their chances.
Ross out of the shotgun. The ball deflected up in the air. Escobar, the 6'5" tight end, comes in and catches it.
I might have to bat that one down right there.
Maybe a spike, a little volleyball play might have worked there, but the fact that it wasn't intercepted is a godsend if you're a Fleet fan.
You got a third-string quarterback in Ross trying to drive the ball down on arguably the best defense in the AAF.
Nice time that time for Ross, who throws it out to the far sideline.
There was
intended
nowhere.
for Dantes Ford, who was double covered. And
There was nowhere for that ball to go right there. I don't know what Ross saw in that route right there, but that was not the right read.
And sometimes you get in those situations, you predetermine before the snap where you're going to get it. You're trying to get it all back. You don't get it. Now he's facing 3rd down and 13, trailing by 3 with just a little more than 2 minutes remaining.
I think this is 4-down territory right here. It has to be. So I would do a screen pass right here, try to get some yards back.
Under pressure, Ross out to the line to gain.
That is called hunger right there. He wanted that.
Well, that's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. San Diego's got more live, trailing 26-23. Back with more Lions action after this.
Nothing comes easily. That's what happens in golf and in life. I'm very fortunate that I can lean on people, and that for me is what teamwork's all about. You can't do everything yourself. You need someone to guide you and help you make those tough decisions. That's Morgan Stanley. They're industry leaders, but the most important thing is they want to do it the right way. I'm really excited to be part of the Morgan Stanley team. I'm Justin Rose. We are Morgan Stanley.
There's a place where speed bumps don't exist, and donuts are served fresh every morning. Welcome to Muscleville, a Dodge owner's paradise. The only dating is speed dating. The mayor is this guy, and the town square is a straightaway. Head to Muscleville, where every day is a performance day.
So a terrific play by Alex Ross, who has taken over for Philip Nelson, who injured his shoulder in the first half. Picks up the first down on a scramble to give a little bit of life for the San Diego Fleet team. And Ross, I'll tell you what, that was a gritty play. No doubt about that. And 2 minutes remaining. You take a look at the timeout. San Diego just with 1 left. You've had Martz, who has challenged some plays today on the wrong end of that and have lost some timeouts.
I told you I haven't picked up a lot of 3rd and 13s. We needed to put that play in right there, scramble drill. That was a nice job by Ross.
Ross over the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended target. That would be Drew Jackson, the linebacker. Probably the unintended target would be a better way to put
all
that.
Over the field, but you have a drive route coming right here. And then he's going to run a basic right behind it. He tried to get it to that. Just hold it just a tad bit longer, because then the linebacker is going to clear out and that hole is going to be that much bigger.
So Ross dodges a bullet. 2nd and 10. The draw play inside of Gardner, that has been his staple in the first 3 weeks of the Alliance, and he'll pick up a couple.
That might be the best hole they've had all game long for him to run through right there. He almost kept his balance and was able to get out of that tackle. That was almost scary.
3rd and final charge time out of the half, San Diego. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 150, 150.
All right, so $1:50. San Diego uses their final timeout. They're 3 down. They've got a really good field goal kicker in Donnie Hageman, who came into this game 7 of 7. Spent a lot of time training with John Carney, who, by the way, is 5th in points all time in the NFL with over 2,000. But right now, the game is on Ross's shoulders, isn't it?
When Ross first came into the game, they threw a big-time go route down the right sideline. Right now, you have to take a shot. You have to trust in him, and you're going to have to take a shot to be able to make a play down the field. You're running out of time.
Under pressure, ball out on the ground in a pile. Memphis get it. In fact, they do. It looks like Wade Gilmore comes up with the ball, and I think that's going to do it.
I said it before this drive happened. If Memphis, you would have told Memphis that it was going to come down to their defense getting a stop, they would have took that any day. And they showed up again. That's another turnover by this defense.
Off the blind side that time. Gets his hand on the ball. That's number 99, Sam Montgomery, who came into this game without a sack, had a couple of quarterback hits, and that could be the deal that seals it for Memphis tonight.
Memphis defense showed up, and I know they showed up every week, but they showed up. They say great defenses get turnovers, and that's what they did today.
And I think you've got to give some credit to Zach Mettenberger, don't you? I mean, 18-25, $176. He threw the touchdown, but he took care of the ball, which had been the problem when Christian Hackenberger had been the quarterback the first couple of weeks in Memphis.
And that's the thing. When you have a big-time defense, if you take care of the ball and get them on the field and make the opposing offense go long distance, you're going to have a chance to win the ball game.
You don't see Mike Singletary smile that often, enjoying this after getting off to an 0-3 start, of course, at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis in front of his home fans.
And like they say, best formation in football right here.
Indeed.
Victory.
The victory formation. As Mettenberger takes the knee. A couple more of those and this thing's over. Well, here's your TurboTax game-breaking highlight of the day as we take a look back at how this happened. Ross here, under pressure, gets the ball stripped out. That's a fumble, not a forward pass. That turns into the wheel route to McGee in the back of the end zone. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, broke this thing free as Zach Mettenberger calls his own play on the two-point conversion. And right now, Memphis is on the verge of their first win of the season, 26-23, as they're having some fun in Memphis.
They're excited. Winning feels good.
So he's hoping to get better play from Mettenberger. What did you think of the quarterback in his first start since 2015?
I felt like they could have let him kind of open it up a little bit more, but listen, it's his first game as a starter. I felt like they helped him out a little bit, a lot of passes, you know, in the backfield, swing passes and things like that. But listen, whenever you can come into the game and not turn it over as a quarterback, that's a win, especially in your first start.
Yeah, there you go. Mike Singletary getting the ice bath. A few years ago, I don't know if he'd have taken that, but, you know, you get your first win, you got a few years under your belt, you're like, yeah,
I'm just going to let you know that I wouldn't have been one of the ones to dump it on.
Taking a look at the standings now. So Memphis gets their first win as Birmingham and Orlando sit atop the East. Arizona and San Diego now are the top of the West, and San Antonio and Salt Lake trail at 1 and 2. So terrific time down in Memphis. James, I'll tell you what, man, I had a terrific time calling this game with you, and I'm looking forward to doing this some more, my friend.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. It was a ball. It was a ball.
He's James Jones, the Super Bowl champion wide receiver, along with Mark Malone and our entire crew here at BNR Live. We want to thank you for watching as Memphis picks up its first win of the Alliance season. The final score, 26-23 over the Fleet. Stay tuned. More football.